Hey, everybody. It's Friday night.
Yep.
And we're drinking already.
Yeah.
If you saw my message earlier, I don't know why the fuck this happens all the time. Well, you know, not every day, but it's pretty common. Like, our fucking internet went out at like 7 o'clock. So, like, half an hour ago. And I'm just like, really? Because it went out last night, too. At right around the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fucking
Kind of goes out around this time.
Yeah, not every day,
Yeah,
but every couple of weeks or so.
Yeah.
It seems.
And it could be a few minutes, it could be a few hours. I don't know. There's a lot of construction happening around here.
Yeah, so. You never know. So, like, last night it went off and we were pissed off, so we just watched a movie, like, on Blu-ray. And then, but by the time it was over, like, it had come back on, so we
it came on about an hour later.
Yeah, I think it was an hour. But, like, luckily, this time it was only off for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it came back. But, yeah, I was, like, kind of freaking out. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like,
all right.
I don't know
so,
why it does that. I don't know.
Today is Friday. It's Open Lines Friday. And we're getting ready for the weekend. Tomorrow we're going out to it's Memento Mori at fucking Axe Trap. So that's going to be good. But we're staying in tonight. We're going to just sit here and drink and get you guys ready for the weekend. Anything you want to talk about, you can just drop it in the comment section. Of course, Super Chats are active. You know, lady, we've been making more money on Super Chats on this night than we are on the fucking main night. Didn't make a single fucking dollar on that last show. And that was a good show. But
I found it an interesting topic.
It seems like Friday nights are more popular than Wednesdays now.
Yeah, no, I was kind of thinking about that. It's like, should we even bother having topics anymore?
I don't even bother having topics. We got a shit ton of fucking shows. Might want to just maybe take a rest on Wednesday.
I don't know. I like doing the shows, but you know, it does kind of make me wonder sometimes.
Yeah, might want to go on vacation for a few months.
Maybe we should just do maybe we should just do Sidetrack shows.
Some channels do that. They'll take a hiatus for a month or so.
Well, I know, like, some long-running channels, I'm specifically thinking of, like, beer and board games and stuff. Like, he always takes, like, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, like, around Christmas, you know what I mean, for holidays and stuff, where he doesn't put up any videos. And, like, you can't really blame people, because it's like he's been doing that for fucking 20 years or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So, it's just, like, a regular job at this point, so he's like, yeah, I'm going to take
that's what we've been doing.
Yeah. So
we've been doing this for how long? 13 years, probably?
We started in 2016.
So about 13 years.
2016.
Yeah.
So 10 years.
10 years. Okay.
We started, right? Yeah.
About 10 years.
We started in 2016.
So, you know, we've been doing this show for a long time. Might be time to reboot the show.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean,
change something.
Well, the thing about it, though, is that, I mean, I've kind of gotten into, like, you know, a routine with it. Like, I know what I have to do for the show, like, every particular day and stuff like that. And if we change it up, it's going to be, like, a big pain in the ass. Because I have other shit, you know, I have another job, too. So,
yeah, it might be getting stale. People might be getting sick of it.
I don't know. Like, our subscriber count's still going up, like, about the same amount. So, I'm not really worried about it.
Okay, as long as subscriber count keeps going up.
Yeah. I don't think we really, like, lost anybody or if they did, like, I didn't notice. Okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
Gramps gave us he said salting the tip jar for me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gramps.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, everyone wonder if they're blocked. I didn't block anybody.
I don't know where this block shit comes from. That's Klaus.
I didn't block anybody.
Klaus.
I don't know if some of the other mods blocked somebody. If you did, I don't know what you said because you're blocked. But it's like, I didn't block nobody. I can't actually block anybody from this platform.
Klaus gets on
Tom can, but...
No. Klaus gets on this bitch just stupid ass drunk sometimes, and he thinks everybody's blocking him and not answering him. Dude, there is a fucking delay. If you put a comment in the comment section, it's probably 2 or 3 minutes before we see it.
Well, it's not that long.
How long?
It's usually, it's 5 to 10 seconds. But then sometimes, too, like, I get behind because we're talking about some other stuff. And, like, so I see, like, a bunch of comments go by. And I'm just like, oh, I got to address that. Oh, I got to address that. Oh, I got to address that.
Because I can look
It takes a while, like, to get to it.
I can look on my tablet right here and see me doing something from, looks like 30 seconds ago.
Well, I don't know. My thing says it's 5 seconds, I think, that there's a 5-second delay. But it might be longer.
It's longer for some people, I think.
Yeah, it might be.
There's a huge... Now I've had weird ass comments. Fucking that motherfucker's always looking down at his arms and shit. The guy's lusting on my arm. I'm not looking at my arms, you fucking bitch. I'm looking at the fucking tablet.
Yeah, the tablet over there where the show is running, so he can read all the comments because he can't really see them right there.
Yeah, I'm looking
because I have them right here on my laptop, but he has.
That's far away.
And he can answer on his
answering right
tablet because he's signed in under the 13 o'clock account. I'm signed in under a different account.
And I can go in there and fucking moderate if I want to. So yeah, if there's some people fucking come in on, I've seen them recorded questions. They're not in the live chat, but just some people commenting on the
that you kept getting like
you're just sitting there looking at his arms and shit. Well, no. You have dudes that
he just has a tablet over there, sitting on a little table.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Yeah, they got some dudes that are fucking. They kind of have latent homosexual tendencies. They focus in on my arms and they fucking think that I'm showing my arms off to them. You know what I mean? It's not what it is. It's the same shit where you got a chick, she's got big titties, and he thinks she's showing her titties off to me. No, she just got big tits, dude. You're in the way. You just happen to be seeing them.
You just happen to be seeing them.
Yeah, it's a guy thing, you know. Guys do that.
Klaus
they see something they like, they think you're showing it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Klaus also gave us a super chat, well, thank you very much.
Yeah. We don't ban anybody.
I have never blocked anybody or banned anybody for anything.
Yeah, no. We've vanished people, hid them from the channel.
Yeah, if they were like super obnoxious.
Yeah, but they're not people we know.
Yeah, not anybody I know.
It's usually a bot account or somebody we've never heard of just jumps in and talks random bullshit. We'll put up with some random bullshit. We've had lunatics appear in the comment sections. We don't know who they're talking to. It's like remember sometimes they show up and go like, are they watching this? Are they watching this show or another show?
That's kind of what I thought. Like this one guy came in and like some of the stuff he was saying, it wasn't obnoxious or insulting or anything like that. But it was just like random shit. I was like, are you commenting on the wrong stream somehow? It's like, are you watching something else?
Watching something else.
Like maybe he's watching something else up here and then commenting on his phone or something like that, and it's like a wrong channel because I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You're not referring to anything that we're talking.
Anything that's going on here, so I just went
it was really weird.
This is a lunatic.
Yeah, and I was
or somebody who doesn't, and I hit him from a channel.
Yeah, and like I said, and he wasn't being like abusive or anything like that. We were just like mystified.
Like we know what he was talking about.
Yeah, it's like, who are you talking to?
And nobody gets blocked per se. They can watch the show. It's just that nobody can see their comments. We don't see their comments either when they're hidden from channel. That's the only option they give us. We don't want to block. We want to get the view.
Yeah.
You know, just for the algorithm.
And honestly, I don't ever really read the comments anyway, so it's just kind of like I don't give a fuck what people say
on old shows, I very rarely ever go back. Years back to go see what people are saying. We don't care.
I don't have time for that, anyways. Varg says, "What are you drinking, Tom?"
It's
same thing I'm drinking.
Yeah, it's Pineapple Crush.
No, Pineapple Fanta.
Pineapple Fanta. Yeah, it's Nazi pineapple. Nazi pineapple. Yeah, the Nazis invented it with vodka.
Yeah.
Svedka vodka.
Yeah, Svedka vodka.
Svedka vodka, yeah.
And Pineapple Fanta. Because we're classy like that.
Gotta be classy.
Classy like that. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Got it right next door at the fucking dollar store. It's $2 for 2 liters. This is $1 a liter.
Not the vodka. You got to go down. You got to go down to the liquor store for the vodka, but the soda's over there.
They got 3 different kinds of Fanta over there: strawberry Fanta, pineapple Fanta, and orange Fanta. And we have found that the pineapple Fanta fits Florida the best. It's good with vodka.
We are Fanta and vodka connoisseurs.
Yeah.
Well, because like I said, the dollar store is right there. Dollar General is right there. And, like, they have Fanta, and it's super cheap. And so we're trying different flavors out with the vodka. Everything goes with vodka, right?
Oh, yeah. Root beer and vodka.
I also like root beer and vodka.
Dr. Pepper and vodka.
Yeah, that's good, too.
That's a real good one. Up there in fucking Scandinavia, they don't have Dr. Pepper, probably. Dr. Pepper is kind of like an alternate universe version of Coca-Cola.
Dr. Pepper, I feel, is kind of divisive. Among people that didn't grow up with it. I'm sure they sell it in other countries too.
It tastes like cream soda.
It's kind of like root beer. How like a lot of
Yeah.
people that aren't Americans like really don't like root beer.
It's not like root beer.
Well, it's
brown.
but it's a divisive flavor like that. That's
it's more like Coca-Cola with a creamier flavor.
I don't even know what the fuck's in there, honestly.
It's supposed to have Indian spices in it, and it's over 100 years old.
Yeah, supposedly.
And I always thought it tasted a little bit like Coca-Cola and prunes.
Well, that was an urban legend, I think, that it was prune juice in there,
prune.
but it's not.
It's not prune.
I don't even fucking know what prune juice tastes
like. It tastes like Coca-Cola with cream soda, and the flavor that you're tasting is actually cardamom.
Yeah, see, I don't even really like Coke all that much. Like, I'll drink it. I don't hate it or nothing, but it's just kind of like, I don't ever choose it. But I actually quite like Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb. Because it's got kind of a little something something. Like, it's got like a different flavor to it.
Dr. Pepper peps you up. Because originally that shit was cocaine.
Well, yeah.
And so is Pepsi.
Now, see...
Coca-Cola. It's that cola that has the coca in it.
Well,
Hell yeah.
CB says Dr. Pepper is just cherry cola. It's not cherry, though.
It's not cherry cola.
It's not cherry. I mean, they have cherry. They actually have cherry-flavored Dr. Pepper.
They got cherry Dr. Pepper.
But regular Dr. Pepper is not cherry-flavored. I don't really know what flavor it is. It's a bunch of different flavors. And they won't tell you exactly what all.
Yeah. I asked. I fucking used artificial intelligence to ask what that is. They said it's a proprietary spice blend, but they say the main note is cardamom.
That makes sense. I mean, it's like next time we get it. Now that I know that, I'm gonna drink it with that in mind.
Yeah, cardamom, and they said it's like Coca-Cola, but it has a creamier flavor. So if there's some kind of like a cream soda, I
like it a lot better than Coke.
It's a brown cream soda, kind of like Coca-Cola.
But I don't really like cream soda, though. Is that weird?
I love cream soda.
I know you like cream soda. I'm not, like I said, I don't hate it. Yeah. It's just, it's never my first choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't drink a lot of soda anyways. So if I'm going to drink soda, generally it'll just probably be something clear. It'll be like Sprite or 7-Up or ginger ale.
Yeah, and I don't know if Europeans have cream soda. It's supposed to be kind of a vanilla flavored soda, but when you drink it it doesn't really taste like vanilla. What it tastes like to me, it's always tasted like cotton candy.
A little bit.
Cotton candy.
I can see, I get vanilla, but it doesn't taste, it's not overtly vanilla.
Yeah, they don't use much vanilla in it. It tastes like cotton candy to me.
Yeah, it does kind of taste like
Especially red cream soda tastes like cotton candy.
Yeah, like that's not terrible.
Yeah, it's good.
Like I said, I'm just very, I'm very neutral on soda. Like, I'll drink it if it's around. I don't hate it, but it's not usually anything like I would choose to drink if there were other options.
All the Norwegians are fighting. Yes, we do. No, we don't. Yes, we do. I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, Varg said we don't have Dr. Pepper in Norway. I don't know if that's what they're fighting about.
Oh, probably. Oh, yeah.
But that was a long time ago.
Dr. Pepper's a good one. You should try it.
But you don't have crack cola in the U.S.
No,
do the two Norway guys know each other?
Yeah, they know each other.
No, Tanya says we have different
musicians.
Tanya says we have different varieties of Dr. Pepper, but it's different in every store. Interesting.
Really?
That's strange.
Well, yeah, it's like that here too, because you have Dr. Pepper, but then you have cherry Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, there's different flavors. We have that.
Yeah, we have different flavors of it.
But the OG Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. Most people, when they say Dr. Pepper, they're talking about the traditional, just Dr. Pepper. And then they have the sugar-free Dr. Pepper Zero, which is made with the NutraSweet.
Yeah.
Which is not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, the Zeros are pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You can't mix them with alcohol, though. They taste fine.
No, alcohol breaks it down and it tastes.
You got to get the regular shit to mix with alcohol.
You can't
because it tastes like super bizarro.
Right. It tastes like chemicals when you put alcohol in it.
I mean, sodas with that, like, aspartame and stuff like that kind of tastes like chemicals to me anyway. Like, even without alcohol in there, but it really, like, exacerbates it.
It tastes even worse, yeah.
Mystery Skull says, do you guys drink club soda or seltzer water?
I'll drink it. Only in a mixed drink.
Yeah, you know what, man? I used to love the Black Cherry New York seltzer. I don't know if they have that anymore. That shit was so good.
Jen introduced me to some shit that I'm thinking about getting. It's a machine that makes carbonated soda.
Oh, a Soda Stream.
Soda Stream. Okay. It's about $50 here in the United States, and it takes these little $30 canisters of CO2, and you can put some kind of beverage in there and press a button, and it'll carbonate it. And I thought my fucking sugar-free drinks mixes to the powder.
Yeah. We buy a lot of those
because
they're cheap.
And some of them are cola flavored, but they're not carbonated. And one of them I got is fucking Mountain Dew flavored, but it's not carbonated. And I said, man, that would be a really good. And I use I got an ice maker right there in the little snack room, and I got a fucking water filter. So when I make my sugar-free drinks, it's filtered water. And I was thinking, man, I could carbonate it. It would be better. And then they even have the syrup to where you can actually make soda and carbonate it with the filtered water. And I was thinking about, man, I might want to try that. But I don't know how much the bottle that you use of the compressed carbon dioxide, it's $30. And I don't know how many liters that makes.
Yeah, that's the one thing, because I don't know if it would be worth it.
It might not be economically worth it, because I got dollar store right there. I get carbonated drinks for $1.25 for 2 liters.
Yeah, they're like cheap.
They're cheap. But carbonating the sugar-free drinks,
that'd be a lot better for you.
That might be a lot better for you. Because I love soda.
Yeah.
But I could do without the sugar.
Yeah.
You know, I could absorb a lot of sugar with all the shit that I'm on, but why when I don't have to? So I'm going to look into that. I forgot about that.
And the reason
Maybe some of you guys have one.
The reason I told him about it, because
it
never occurred to me, because I'm not a big soda drinker, so I would never buy one, because it wouldn't be worth it to me. But we were watching, I think I've told you before, like, we like to watch these channels, these two sisters, and they escaped from North Korea. And some of the videos that they have, they live in South Korea now. Like, they lived in China for a little while. It was like a big thing. But they're going around the U.S. Like, every now and then, like, all their subscribers and stuff, because they have a shit ton, they each have their own channel. And they will come to the U.S. for like a month or something like that and go around to different cities. And we saw a video last night that they were back in Korea, but a bunch of the people that they had met in the U.S. like sent them like all these care packages, like big boxes of stuff, like snacks from the U.S., from Buc-ee's, because they made a whole video going there and when they were in Texas and all this other stuff. And one of the things that one of the person had sent them was the SodaStream syrup for mug root beer, because one of the women, I think it was Ina, she got a root beer float at this place. I think it was in Austin.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because she has the funniest facial expressions. I love the shit.
She's
she got it and she didn't know what it was. She's just like, fuck it. Whatever. I'm just going to get that. I'm going to get it and see what it is, because she was curious. And so she got it. And at first she was like, the fuck is it? Like, she couldn't figure it out.
Root beer freaks foreigners out.
Like, because it was a weird flavor. Like, she never tasted anything.
What does this have to do with
beer? What is this? I don't get it. Yeah. But then the more she drank it, she's like, oh my god, this is really good. And then she just kept fucking drinking it. And then she got super addicted to root beer for some reason. Yeah. So somebody said it. But the weird thing about it was that they didn't really say this in the video, because they speak a teeny smattering of English, but they have really, really heavy accents. So sometimes even when they speak English, you can't even tell that they're speaking English. But they have, obviously closed captioning. So I didn't know if the person that sent them that knew that they had a SodaStream, because that's what those were for. It was a SodaStream syrup thing. Yeah. You couldn't just drink that shit out of the bottle. Well, you could.
Yeah.
But it probably wouldn't taste very good.
It's just syrup, yeah.
It's just syrup, you know what I mean? Like, some people might be freaks that way. I don't know. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying that it's so I was like, oh, maybe they have a SodaStream. And they knew that maybe they don't, but so I'm like, maybe I don't know. They'll figure it out, I'm sure. Yeah. But
now we got half of Norway up in this motherfucker and part of England in here. Root beer is not a beer. It has something to do with roots. It's sassafras root. And that's another soft drink from the era of Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper back in the 1800s, the cowboy days. When cowboys, they get so drunk that they couldn't drink anymore, so they give them a soft drink.
Yeah, non-alcoholic.
That's what they called it, a soft drink. But it would pep them up.
So they could drink more.
So Dr. Pepper. Because it had cocaine in it. Okay.
That's pretty much. That's where all the sodas came from. Either that, or they were medicine, they were bullshit medicines.
Bullshit medicines. Yeah. It was kind of like an energy drink.
Yeah.
Make you better to cure everything. Well, of course, it had cocaine in it. You feel a lot better after you fucking drink that cocaine.
Fuck yeah. You're like, woo, I can drink a lot more alcohol now.
Yeah. So the root beer is sassafras flavored.
Yeah, which is a root.
It's a root.
I don't even think they have that. I mean,
it grows in the south along the Mississippi River and all. And you can cut some of it out and just put it in your mouth, start chewing it, and it has that flavor. You can make tea out of it. It's really good. But they would make a carbonated drink out of it, a soft drink, fucking added cocaine to it. Hell yeah, I'd drink that all day long. But it's not available anymore. I probably would too. But Europeans associate that sassafras flavor with medicine.
It is, yeah.
That's the only way they got that.
Right.
But we had it as tea and as soft drinks.
Yeah. So it doesn't quite have that strong.
It doesn't have the same mental connection for us as medicine. It doesn't taste like medicine does. It tastes like a herbal soda, like cola, like Coca-Cola.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, it's very herby.
It's like a herb, yeah.
And if you put vanilla ice cream in that shit,
okay,
then you got something.
All right, here's something no regions would understand. It's like anise or licorice.
Yeah, it's almost like a licorice.
It's like licorice,
kind of.
Yeah, it's in that family.
It's in that ballpark.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's a soda.
Imagine if you had a soda that was licorice flavored soda. I'd love it because I love Scandinavian licorice because it's more saltier. It's more American licorice. The licorice for the poor is fucking like waxy and kind of artificially flavored, but like really good stuff. It's almost kind of like beef jerky. It's fucking savory, and it has a really rich herbal flavor. It's gorgeous. That's kind of the way sassafras and root beer have that kind of flavor.
Yeah,
it's not bitter at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite as divisive a flavor as like black licorice, but it's kind of along those lines.
If you've had good licorice, it's not divisive at all. You go, oh yeah, that's really good. Good licorice.
Klaus says, what about Solo? Do you have Solo?
Never heard of it.
I've heard of that, but I can't remember offhand what it is. So I don't even know. Is that a drink or is it a candy or is it... I feel like I've seen it, but I might have seen it in the UK though.
Anything that comes from Europe, I can eat it. It's good.
Well,
except
don't say that.
If it's some of the shit that comes out is purposely bitter. Like they had some Italian soft drink that was made to be as bitter as it possibly could. That shit, it was terrible. But Americans do not like things that are bitter.
Generally, no.
And then Americans don't like things that taste like fish. Or any kind of internal organs.
I mean, we love seafood. I love seafood. A lot of Americans love seafood, but not if it's like super fishy forward. Yeah.
Like some of that damn pickled herring and weird shit that they have up in fucking Scandinavia where the fish has been sitting in a damn jar for fucking 4 or 5 years and it drives you... No, America wouldn't eat that. Well, some Americans would. I don't think so, man.
Because somebody's still buying like sardines and shit like that.
Evidently, what I'm describing... What they have up there in fucking Scandinavia, that weird pickle fit, it makes sardines look like fucking cotton candy. It's like even more intense than sardines. Yeah, I can eat sardines. My grandpa used to. They're just not very enjoyable. Yeah, and you smell it, and you're like, man, it's just like fucking cat food. My grandfather used to eat them all the time. Yeah. That's such a grandpa food. And I like fish. I can eat fish. I just don't like. Like I said, I really like seafood in general. Like I'll eat squid. I'll eat that shit all day long. But like, I'll eat oysters. Yeah, me too. Lobster. But like if it's super like fishy, super intense fishy, nah. Yeah, I don't really like that. Bordanian says, Jenny, have you read The Talisman by Stephen King and Peter Straub? It looks good. I did, but it was like a long time ago. I read it too. I remember it being really good. It's one of my favorite books. But I have it in here somewhere. Yeah, I should probably do a reread. I'm not, as a rule, I'm like more into, if I'm going to read Stephen King, I'm going to read like his more straightforward horror stuff rather than like his more fantasy stuff. But I do remember The Talisman being really good. Yeah. But they did a sequel to that called The Black House. And I don't think I ever read that one. I didn't read that one. Yeah. Talisman was good. It's about a boy fucking kind of traveling across, hitchhiking and traveling across the United States with his buddy who's a werewolf. and they're going into other dimensions.
Yeah, it's like
it's good,
interdimensional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it being really good, but like I said, it's probably, man, I was probably like a teenager, like in my 20s when I read it, so it was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
King worked well with Straub. I thought they did a good job writing that.
I've always been amazed that there aren't more adaptations of Peter Straub's novels. Yeah. I don't really, because he's written so many, and it's just kind of like, the only ones I can think of, well, Ghost Story, obviously, Julia, or The Haunting of Julia, aka Full Circle. Yeah. That was based on a book of his. But other than that, I mean, unless somebody did like a direct-to-video one, that's like the only two I can think of, and that's crazy. Like no one's made one of like the Hellfire Club or like Coco or I don't know, man. That's like that seems really weird.
Yeah.
That seems really weird.
Catguy says we have tons of sassafras in the Southern Appalachians, but I never knew much how to use them. Yeah. This is some funny shit. Fucking Tanya says I know Swedes are known for not being intelligent, but wait an hour and watch the Norwegians.
Okay. I never heard that ever. Yeah. That must be a you guys
All right,
thing.
Navarg says root beer. Is that the same as ginger beer? No. Nothing alike.
Ginger beer is good too.
Is ginger flavored. Yeah, it's good.
Is ginger flavored. Now we have ginger ale, which is almost kind of like
it's ginger beer.
But ginger beer is generally spicier. You can get it here, but it's harder. Like I had it a lot in the UK, and I bought it a lot because my first husband was British, and he fucking loved ginger beer, that fiery ginger beer in the red can. And you can get it like in some public stores, and like some British grocery stores had it.
Yeah. Ginger ale and ginger beer are the same as root beer as sarsaparilla. You can hear in some of the old West movies with the cowboys and shit, somebody will talk about sarsaparilla. And sarsaparilla was root beer, but it wasn't carbonated, I don't think. It may have been. It was during the time of carbonate, but you can get it here. But it's rare, and it's thicker, sweeter, and a lot more herbal. It's just sassafras flavor. It's like ginger beer, but it's a different root. It's not ginger.
Yeah, it doesn't really taste that similar. I don't think.
Not. It's the same idea, but they don't.
Ginger beer and ginger ale are like generally that clearish amber color.
Yeah.
And like root beer is like dark. It looks like Coke. It's like a dark brown.
Yeah. And the same thing with sarsaparilla. It's like it's the same color as Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't know if you had two cups next to one was Coke and one was
heavier.
Root beer. You wouldn't tell.
It's kind of a creamy herbal flavor. That's sassafras flavored, and you don't know what sassafras tastes like until you taste sassafras. It's
very distinctive.
It's a unique herbal flavor. It's good. It's kind of like black licorice. Kind of like licorice.
Sorta. Like I said, it's kind of in that ballpark.
It's in that. Yeah.
You know what's hilarious about whenever I love ginger ale, but whenever I would get ginger beer. Especially like the fiery ginger beer, like in that red can, which you can get here. It's not in every store, but if you go to like specialty stores, they'll have it. Like I used to get it at World Market and shit. For some reason, it's just like every time I drank it, it just made me sneeze.
Yeah, the Norwegians,
I guess because it was so spicy.
They don't like that old fish. They said that old fish, they don't like it. Yeah, we wouldn't like that either. They said, and then he said that if you want to come to Norway, that's where the best seafood is. Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt Norway.
Oh yeah,
because you guys have access to the sea, and that's what you guys do is you fish.
Yeah,
all those fishing boats. Hell yeah, I bet the seafood's fucking fantastic. Seafood in the South is stuff that's coming out of our Gulf of Mexico
or Atlantic Ocean, where I grew up.
Redfish, and then a lot of pond fish. Trout, brim.
Catfish,
and then we have crawfish. We call them crawdad, which is kind of like a mini lobster. But we have lobsters and shrimp. The Gulf is filled with shrimp, and we make spicy boiled shrimp with fucking boiled potatoes that are real spicy and boiled corn, real spicy.
Yummy.
And you eat it on a fucking picnic table.
You know what's funny? Me and Tom did that. We've done it a couple times. Like at our old house, like we made a huge, like crab and shrimp boil, Like we had this huge pot like this. And then we did it just like, but we did it inside the house. We didn't do it outside. It's too fucking hot out there. So we just had like this coffee table and just covered it with newspaper and just like dumped all the fucking shit out. That shit had little ramekins of butter and shit like that. That was good times. But yeah, we just like ate it in the bedroom, like on the coffee table.
Yeah. Okay, we're talking about how to clean catfish. Yeah, catfish are difficult to clean. You could gut them, pull all the guts out. You put a hook through its mouth and coming out through its gills and hang it from a tree. You're usually doing it in a workstation and cut the skin around the neck. And here's the weird thing. You've done this already and the fish is still alive and it doesn't even have any internal organs and the head will still be breathing. And then you take a pair of pliers and you grab that catfish skin and you pull its skin off it because it doesn't have scales. It's got skin on it like a shark kind of. It's a real primitive fish. And then fucking
big one will kill you deader than shit too.
What's that?
A big one will kill you deader than shit.
Yeah, a big one will kill you. Fucking drown you or fucking poison you because they got poison spines.
Because some of them have a big enough mouth to like get your whole ass in there.
Yeah. Fucking, you can go look up fucking little what's her name. She fucking gets in there, a little pretty little southern chick. She gets down there and noodles them, which is sticks her hand in their mouths and pulls them up. Fucking I'll remember her name in a minute. But then you pull the skin off of it, and then you take a blade and you chop its head off and throw the fucking body in the ice chest with ice, and then you fucking throw the head away and put the next one up there and do it again. And at the end of all that shit, you have fucking 10 or 15 heads by the fucking water line, all the fucking gills still fucking pumping. One time I went the next day, went back to fish some more, and all those heads I cut off, those catfish, are all still there and they're fucking still breathing.
That's disturbing.
The next day. Yeah. So they're so primitive, their heads can survive decapitation for a day easy. Sometimes the turtles come up and get them and fucking take them out there and eat them.
Well, yeah.
But it doesn't taste like fish, as you would know it. Catfish is good, but it doesn't taste like fish. It tastes like eel.
Yeah, but
it tastes more like eel, which is a very light, kind of flaky kind of. It has very little flavor. It doesn't have a fishy flavor. It's a very delicate flavor. So you have to use spiced cornmeal when you fry it. And, you know, a lot of the flavors in the spices that you use in the cornmeal, you eat with ketchup. Yeah. It's just, that's what you do. They were free. You could fucking fish them all day long. But some of those catfish you pull up are mudcat, which is a shorter, fatter version of them. They taste terrible. They taste like mud. There's just something about the way they eat and the way they live. It's a different species of catfish. So you pull up a mudcat and you usually killed it and then threw it back in there for the turtles to eat it. Because you try to wipe them out. Because they were aggressive. They were kind of an aggressive species. Because if you threw them back, they would just reproduce. And they'd slowly they would overpower the catfish. You'd have a whole fucking pond full of mudcat. Because because you're not killing those. You're only killing the fucking catfish. So whenever we caught mudcat, we killed them. Try to wipe them out. Didn't eat them. They didn't taste good.
Varg says, don't you eat a lot of tuna in the USA? I don't like tuna. Yeah, well, I kind of feel like,
You eat a lot of canned tuna.
Yeah, people eat like a lot of canned tuna or like little pouches of tuna.
Yeah, it's common.
I like tuna. It's not my favorite fish, but I do like a good tuna salad sandwich or a tuna melt or, you know, just tuna on crackers or something
here's
like
the thing,
that.
man. There's a lot of fucking misinformation. Americans should not really be eating that much seafood because there's a lot of us, and we would just wipe out the ocean. America has a big appetite for meat because we're mostly land-based. We need to fucking eat land animals. So we need to focus on chicken and beef and pork, which is mostly what we do. We need to make more of all that and stay away from the ocean. Because they have whole countries, their whole culture, especially like Japan and Scandinavia, their whole cultures are based upon fishing. And if big land powers start getting into seafood too much, we'll just out-eat y'all. That'll be the end of your diet. And
we can eat a lot.
Yeah, we would eat all that shit.
I'll eat all the seafood by myself.
Yeah. So for protein, now a lot of the fish that Americans do eat is swai, and that other one.
Well, that's farmed.
And they're farmed.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not having anything to do with the ocean.
Yeah,
we could do that. They come out of fisheries.
That's more sustainable.
That's a lot more sustainable. And swai are fucking. I heard they're grown in barrels of water. And they just pump water in there and drugs to keep them fucking calm. And they never see the light of day. And then they empty that barrel out. They kill all those swai and freeze them. And kind of a cruel way to live, but they're evidently they're farmed out of barrels. It's a whole farm. It's just thousands of barrels where they're just pouring air into there to hydrate it, and they're just jam packed full of fucking fish in each one of those barrels. And to keep them from going crazy, they put sedatives in there to keep them fucking calm. I don't know if it's true, but we used to have catfish farms in Mississippi, lots of them, and I think the Vietnamese took them over. The people from Vietnam moved into Mississippi to run catfish farms and crawfish farms. I don't know if that's still going on. And they liked it here, the Vietnamese, because the weather was just like the Mekong Delta. Hot, humid, just like Vietnam.
It is. They're like, oh, well, we're used to this.
Yeah. And they were quiet. They didn't get involved in any kind of like local politics, and they were friendly. The Vietnamese got along in Mississippi real well. I don't know if they're still there, though. I moved away.
There's a lot of Vietnamese in Central Florida.
Yeah.
There's a whole strip near downtown that's all Vietnamese restaurants and grocery stores and stuff like that. They call it Little Vietnam.
Now, a lot of the Vietnamese evidently bought Chinese restaurants. And last time I was there, my dad was dying. Last time I was in Laurel, Mississippi. I went to the Chinese restaurant, and it was mostly white girls working in there, but the people that owned it were, I believe, Vietnamese. And the waitress, the hostess that sat me down was Vietnamese. And then she said in a super thick accent, "If you need anything, just holler." And it's just so funny to see that thick Mississippi accent come out of an Asian person. But she was born and raised there.
Yeah.
And that was the only language she knew was English. Well, she probably spoke Vietnamese too, but the English that she knew was just super thick.
Because that's what everyone around her talked like.
But yeah, because that's where she went to high school, and all her friends were that,
You get more from your peers.
Just holler. Then. Okay, I'll be back. See you. Okay, if you need anything. It's like, all right, thank you.
Man, my drink's empty.
Make another drink?
Yeah.
All right.
Klaus is keeps telling us to talk about something else because we've been talking about food too long.
Talking about food too long?
Well, whatever.
Was he getting hungry?
I don't know. I guess so. I'm trying to think of I watched this documentary last night. I just found this randomly on Amazon Prime. And I think it was kind of older, but it was called American Grindhouse. And it was about, obviously, Grindhouse movies, from the... Actually, it kind of started back in the earliest days of film, which I thought was cool, and then it kind of went up until the 70s, the golden era. But I think the documentary, it must have been from... Because they were talking about the Quentin Tarantino / Robert Rodriguez movie, Grindhouse. It was fairly new, and that came out in, 2007 or something. So it must have been... And they had, Joe Dante was in there, and John Landis and them, and they didn't look super, super old. I mean, they looked old-ish, but not as old as they do now. So I figured it was probably older, but it was actually kind of a lot of fun. I kind of wish it had been longer, a little bit more involved, but I thought it was cool. They covered a lot of stuff that I didn't know much about, especially all the fucked up movies from the early the 30s and stuff. Well, they talked about the Hays Code and all pre-Hays Code kind of stuff, and then they talked about they talked about Russ Meyer, obviously, and the Nudie Cuties and the Ruffies and all those kind of movies. And, but they talked about some, I kind of sort of knew about this, but I didn't know, like, specifically about a lot of the movies themselves. But I guess, like, in the 30s and 40s, there was a thing where they would make essentially like exploitation movies, but they would say that they were for educational purposes, like to kind of get around the censors a little bit. So that's how they could kind of show. So they would make whole ass movies about like menstruation or, sexual positions or something like that. But like they were just like, oh, it's for hygiene. Like you're going to learn something, you know what I mean? Which people probably were, honestly. Like, but it was pretty fun. Honestly, there was a couple guys on there that had written books about the subject, and I was like, man, I should read something about that. That sounds like really interesting. I've read like a couple of books. I read Russ Meyer's biography and some other books along those lines, but I'm kind of curious about the ones that are older than that though. Ugh. Klaus says best 70s movie ever. Oh man. That'd be hard to narrow down. You'd probably have to do it like per genre, really. I don't know if I could just pick just one. There's no way.
Yeah, because look,
it's just kind of like
because Star Wars would be a 70s movie.
That's what I'm saying. Jaws
is a 70s movie. Yeah, you can't do it that way.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Exorcist.
Mark says Easy Rider.
Alien. No. Yeah, I mean Easy Rider's pretty good,
right,
but like I said,
that's not the best one.
I will argue that it was an important movie, and it was but being an important, influential movie and being like something that you personally enjoy are two different things. Like I said, I'm a horror girl, so I'm obviously gonna.
When did Bullet come out? 68.
I thought that was 68.
68.
That was late 60s, pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think. If I remember, we did review that, right?
I think we did.
I'm pretty sure we did. I kind of want to, like, after we watched that documentary last night, I kind of want to do some of those, like, fucked up ones from the, like, Mom and Dad and stuff like that, like, from the 40s. Like, I'm like, I kind of want to see this now. Because he was, like, looking up, because he's like, are any of these, like, on Pornhub or whatever the fuck? No, or X-Hamster or whatever it is.
X-Hamster has a lot of old black and white stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, man, that's so cool. Like, I just, like, because I kind of like that more than, like, modern porn. It's like,
X-Hamster has...
It's just kind of quaint.
X-Hamster has a lot of users on there that are... What they're doing is that they're taking their old porn stashes from ancient times and they're upscaling them digitally and putting them on X-Hamster for posterity for the fucking continuation of porn in the past. In other words, like the old 60s porn, 50s, even stuff from the 30s.
I would argue anyone like preserving any kind of media that is in danger of being lost, you're doing the Lord's work. You know what I mean? Even if it's porn. That's a part of our cultural heritage.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not being facetious about that. I'm serious.
Well, what's funny is that if you look at the comments on the shit, they were like, it'd be like porn from the 80s and the 90s. And people are like, oh, thanks for uploading this, man. Because, man, when I was a kid, I fucking rubbed out of this shit fucking 100 times. And it was low definition. You look at it in HD, it's so much better than it was. And, they're talking about how good the styles were. And you know, the hairstyles and the clothes and shit. And just, and then people critiquing like, you know what, though, it's really kind of formulaic, you know what I mean? All the damn positions there, they'll even go through the same, you could predict what position was coming next.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to like read the comment sections on old porn.
By some
guys.
Porn experts and connoisseurs.
Well, the guys that grew up looking at that, I had that on VHS. I wore that bitch out. You know what I mean? And then they were in there critiquing everything that had happened in it. And like, yeah, you could tell she wasn't having a good day on that day. Look at this, look at the number, the facial expression. She's like, let's get this shit over with. Because me and Jen shot some shit, and you're just like going like, it is a production. It's not.
It is. It's fun, but
it's not sex.
Not really. Because you have to, because there's too many other factors
you're worried about. Is the audio picking this up?
It's like, is this a good angle? Does this look good from here? Right, like, we got to stop and like look through the camera and like see if it's fucking saying.
Yeah. I can imagine what it's like if there's fucking 8 people with
and like everybody just
lights
standing
and
around
the director,
watching.
and they're going, "This ain't working."
Yeah, and it's like you'd be getting all into it, and then it was like, wait, stop.
Okay, we got change.
Like some shit's messed up, or this light fell over, or whatever the fuck. So it's like, so honestly, I actually admire people that do that for a living because, wow, what a pain in the ass that would be.
Yeah, admire your fucking intestinal fortitude, guts, because you're putting them. It's easier for the women because they don't have to be aroused. The dudes, you know what I mean? You can't fake a hard on.
That's true.
Because some of the guys, like, I'm be wondering, like, how is that dude actually doing this?
Drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, drugs. That's the answer.
A lot of that was before Viagra.
Well, and those guys were just like unicorns, I guess.
Yeah.
That's why there was only like a handful of...
Only a handful of dudes could actually do it.
Yeah.
All these people around.
They had fluffers.
Okay, go back. All right, another fire. Are you ready? Come on, man. We gotta go, dude. Imagine that. Don't put me on the spot.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Don't talk. It makes it crawl back out.
Mm-hmm.
Random Breakfast Club reference. I don't know why I just thought of that. But yeah, I can't imagine. So yeah, you have to be a special kind of dude to be able to just rock up on command, like with everybody standing around looking at you and waiting for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everyone's in position and shit.
You're not really into this. I guarantee you're not really into this because there's too many people around, and this is not a romantic thing. I don't think it's very hot.
Well, unless you're kind of, I feel like
you're under pressure.
The people that would do best at it are like kind of exhibitionists.
Yeah, that
because if that was like part of the appeal to you,
it would have to be.
Then then you could get into it.
Well, when they weren't working, they were having pool parties and everybody was getting it on, and they were fucking snorting drugs, snorting coke and shit. So they were swinger / exhibitionist types.
Yeah, that'd make
be the only way you.
That would make it a lot easier.
Yeah,
because then you could just pretend that like the cameras and shit weren't there, and you were just doing what you would normally do. You know,
putting on a show.
Yeah, but yeah, it is kind of a pain in the ass. I mean, to be honest with you, and we didn't even do that much of it. It was just kind of
and not around a crew. It's just her and I.
Yeah, yeah, and even then, it's still kind of a pain.
Even then, you're like, fuck. You got to work with equipment and shit. You got to think about something. And, oh shit! Now I'm out of it.
Yeah, that happens to girls too. It's just not as.
It's not as obvious.
It's not as obvious. But like, you know, women have to be into it too. And like our minds wander just like fucking other shit does. It's just easier for us to fake it because we don't have to like do anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, where is Zach? He wasn't here Wednesday either. He's out on a date.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. It's Friday. Zach probably he might be out doing
Although I don't think he was here Wednesday night either because I think we noticed that he wasn't here. If I remember correctly.
He's around, he'll be all right.
Okay. Hopefully nothing bad happened.
Nah.
I'm just being the concerned.
Yeah, no, he's all right.
Klaus says cola is good for your boner. Is it?
Nah.
No, probably not.
Caffeine, that's all.
I mean, you know, probably like I said, I don't know. I'm not a dude, so I don't know how easy it is to be distracted by things.
Everything's psychological.
Yeah. I mean, I get pretty easily distracted too, to be honest with you. It's just kind of like, I'm always just kind of like, why is the TV on? Why is this light flashing? Why is this light, why is my hair in my face? Why is, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, so. It's
psychological and hormonal. As you get older, hormones are a factor and also ill health. If a dude's gains too much weight, he's fucking... he's low in testosterone. He's fucking maybe has partially clogged arteries. His health isn't good. He's gonna have problems. That's just how it is. You look like you work. If you look fucked up, you're gonna work fucked up.
And generally.
And you got to go back in time to the 70s, 60s. And look at what people's opinions were of aging. They considered people in their 40s to be over the hill. That was it.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God. Old.
Yeah, and you looked at those people.
They looked old.
And you looked at them, they looked old. It's not what it's like now. We know people at the club that are 40 now. They were hot when they were in their 20s, and they still look like they did in their 20s. Like in their late 20s. Like Laura. Laura's almost 40. Would you believe that?
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no way.
If
she was a kid when I first met Laura.
If you just saw her walking down the street, there was no fucking way that you would know.
Yeah.
That she was that.
Laura's
age.
been on the posters for the club, you know, and she looks like a model. You would never suspect. If you were to take her back to the 1970s and say she's 40, they wouldn't believe you.
I don't think they would believe you.
No, she's about 26, 27.
She is like stupidly good looking.
Yeah.
Stupidly. And she is a super nice, she's one of the nicest people.
Yeah, she's super nice, super sweet.
Yeah. Like she doesn't have like that hot girl thing where it's like.
Which makes her hotter.
That's what I mean.
She's extremely sweet.
Yeah.
And I can show pictures to prove it.
And she's real dorky, and I love that.
In a good way.
Like geeky. Well, no, I'm not saying that to be insulting. I mean that as a good thing.
She does like a lot of cosplay.
Yeah, she loves like going to cons. Like she goes to all
stuff.
she does like all kind of costumes. Her and her boyfriend.
She looks kind of like cross between fucking girl that played Wonder Woman from the 70s. What was her name?
Linda Carter.
Looked like a cross between Linda Carter and Elizabeth Montgomery, who played Samantha from Bewitched. Kind of like that. Shit, I'll get a picture of her. I'll show you. But she's about 40, and you would never know.
I did an Abyss flyer.
Yeah.
What month was it? It was this year, but I don't remember. It was like a few months ago.
Yeah.
That I did an Abyss flyer with her on it, if you can find that.
Yeah.
Because it came out really nice, if I do say so myself.
I'm just going to see what she's got presenting.
Klaus says Jen is good looking. Well, thank you.
Well, of course. We're just talking about people that... That's Laura. Laura's 40.
Yeah.
You would never know that she was 40. Well, she's not 40 in that photo right there. Let's see.
Well, like I said, if you could find that flyer I just did, that was like a pretty recent picture.
Let me see.
Because I just did
Where would that be?
Probably in Our Gothic Orlando.
Okay.
But it was like a few months back. Because I did this month's flyer, I think. Well, I just did the new one for Abyss that's coming up on July 31st. And then the last one was Rachel. And then the one before that was that guy with the mohawk whose name I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then the month before that was maybe her. So maybe it was March? I can't remember. You know what I mean?
Okay. Events. Probably be an event.
It'd probably be in there. If they still stay there, do they keep them?
Stay. They should.
Yeah, I don't know. It's red.
It's red.
I would recognize it if I saw it.
I gotta go back to May 16th.
It might be farther back than that. It might be like March or something.
There's one you March 6th.
That's me.
Yeah.
Because I was on one.
That was me, February 6th.
And that was you. So I think was it before that or after that? I can't remember. I thought it was after that, but maybe not. Maybe it was before that. I don't see it. Maybe he forgot to post it like a dummy.
No.
Nope, that's not it. Well, it's definitely later than that. He must not have posted it because I didn't see it. I'm sure it was after the one that you were on and after the one that I was on.
Okay, let me see. And after the one you were on?
I think so. If I'm remembering correctly. So maybe it was later. So maybe it was March. Maybe it was April. I don't see it. He must have forgot to post
it. Was Abyss? No.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an Abyss flyer.
It was an Abyss flyer?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and keep talking. I'll try to find it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I only put me on there because he asked me to. And then I was just kind of like, well, shit, I don't even have that many good pictures of me from lately.
Well, we got to do another
other than a couple. I haven't done any photo shoots in a long time.
Next time you get dressed up, we'll take some photos of you.
So I had, well, I got to get dressed up tomorrow because we're going out. But I get dressed up every Saturday.
Dressed up early, and we'll take some of you.
Yeah. We'll see if any of them come out. I don't know.
Yeah. That little ring camera you had was fucking great. Set that bitch up.
all you got. Yeah, well, that was my phone. You just put the phone in the little clip that's in the middle of that ring light there. But you have to be right up on it, like, to get the light correct. You know what I'm saying? Klaus says, okay, Tom, I go dress up.
What's that?
Klaus is going to go dress up.
He's going to go dress up? Yeah, no, he didn't post it.
I guess not. Because I made it.
Isn't there an Abyss...
Instagram?
Yeah, or an Abyss... there's probably an Abyss Instagram in there.
I don't know if he made one or not. Well, didn't Ray make one?
Ray might have made one.
But I don't know if she made that
there might be an Abyss, what you call it? Is there an Abyss Facebook
group?
Facebook group, yeah.
I'm kind of thinking no, but I don't know. They're doing the next one, not this Friday. It's 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, okay.
Is when the next one is. Because I just did But Ray's been sending me. She's been really good about sending me pictures. To put up on there because she's the photographer. So, and she does it in.
Yes, there is an Abyss nightclub. It is my group too.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know. See, that was the one from last time. That was.
Look, and I'm in there.
Well, yeah. There's you as Bane.
Yeah.
And there's all Ray's pictures. That's the one with Rachel on it. And then there it is. I knew it was in there somewhere. Okay. I knew it was in there somewhere. Yeah.
That's Laura, and
that's her.
And that is a recent photo of Laura.
Yeah. That was one of her cosplay pictures.
And she's 40. If you were to go back in time in the 70s and tell people that she was 40, they would not believe you.
But yeah. And like I said, that's not like AI or filters or anything.
Yeah, that's me dancing.
That's what she looks like.
That's me. Jen's next to me. That's me as fucking Bane.
He was Bane.
Yeah, all that fucking swag.
And so who was it that recorded that?
I don't know. Some kid goes, my God, it says, we got Bane in the goth club before GTA 6. This shit is fucking crazy.
And then he just posted that. Yeah. So one of the baby bats posted that.
Yeah.
We just thought that was fucking funny. Yeah. Tom posted that shit everywhere. It was very funny. We didn't know anyone was filming at the time. And you just wore the Bane shit just cuz.
Yeah, just cuz. Well, fucking Toby shows up as Black Panther. A white Black Panther. He's white. He shows up as Black Panther just cuz. He shows up as Daredevil just because.
Yeah, I remember Daredevil mostly.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm going to show up as Bane. They loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Toby does that every now and then. Yeah. Oh, DVD Dragon gave us a super chat.
Thank you, babe.
Thank you.
DVD, what'd you say?
250 years, Tom, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Life, liberty, and the big titty goth girlfriends.
Exactly.
Is the country sustainable, or will we all just be going back to feudalism?
Nothing is sustainable other than the things in your imagination. Those are sustainable. Fucking, it's gonna be all right. Don't worry. Gonna be all right.
I mean,
every ending is a new beginning.
We all hope for the best.
Look, this is what I'm looking. This is what I'm looking at.
Oh, Varg says, is that a gas mask? No, it's Bane.
Bane mask.
It's Bane from the comics.
Bane from Batman.
Like that,
Yeah.
That thing that he had on.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta pee.
It's got fucking. It's Bane's. In that particular, there's a bunch of different versions of Bane, and I got a bunch of different Bane costumes. Some of them are Mexican luchador outfits, because Bane in the comic books came from a Central or South American country, a fictional Central South American country. So he wore a luchador mask, a wrestler mask, because in Central and South American culture they didn't have superheroes. They had luchadors like El Santo, wrestlers. That was their superheroes. So Bane's either that, And I think that Christopher Nolan, I think, is the one that did the Batman Begins and the Dark Knight Rises and all that kind of shit. They do a slightly different version of Bane. It's still Bane, but his face is fucked up, and he's got this mask on that is also works as an injector kit for his steroids. He's got these fucking special steroid blend that he's used. It's called Venom. And it makes you fucking real mean and real fucking fast. And the injector kit is in that mask. And it injects as he needs it. It's kind of a cool idea. And what it is, I read the description of fucking Venom. And Venom is injected directly. It's 0 ester. So in other words, there's no chemical delay. It goes right into his system. And it's probably a blend of fucking testosterone suspension, which is 0 ester, and some kind of fucking 0 ester trenbolone that goes right in. That's what they're describing, which is wicked shit, man. And once I had my accidents with fucking Tren.
That was an accident.
It was an
accident.
Once I had my accident with Tren.
trying to fob off the blame.
It was an accident.
It was an accident.
That's when I started to adopt fucking werewolf motifs and fucking Bane motifs, because that's what I'm talking about there. I got my werewolf badge. That shit make you crazy as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was lucky to survived it. And in the Bane comic books, most of the time Bane was in prison serving his father's sentence as a child, and they used him as a test guinea pig. The government that he was under, and they started giving him venom. And most of the dudes died. He was the only one that survived the transformation of it. And that's one of the weird things about steroids and hormones when you're taking them at that level. You must adapt to them, and some people can't adapt to them. And if you adapt to them, sometimes you end up with something you don't want, like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing, or a werewolf. That's what happened to me with Tren. That's fucking crazy as shit on it. I was lucky not to have been thrown into prison or to be killed. Yeah. Because somebody here, this is Florida. It's easy to get shot and killed if you misbehave here in Florida. People carry guns here.
Well, even when you just had that little bit recently, I noticed
I was forced into taking some because I had to take some in an emergency as a substitute because I needed testosterone. My shit was getting too low, and my shipments
got delayed.
So friends, you have drug friends, steroid friends, other bodybuilders and shit.
Yeah.
Says, well, they were like, the only testosterone we have is in pre-mixed blends, and it has Tren in that blend. So I was taking real small amounts of that blend just to get the testosterone that I needed. But man, once my body fucking got some of that Tren, it immediately remembered it. I was like, oh, this is good.
And I was like,
But I fucking maintained it. I didn't do anything wrong. But Jen could tell.
I could tell you.
And that's when I was having those weird dreams.
You did get a little snappy.
Yeah. I had a weird dream where I was fighting a dude with knife fighting a guy. We're parrying knives, and I fucking slit the dude right through his throat in the dream. And at that time, the fire alarms went off in the house.
The smoke alarm in the bedroom went off.
She woke me up and said, what are you dreaming about? I said, I was fighting with a guy.
Isn't that funny that I knew immediately that it was like, like, you did that shit.
Yeah.
Because it didn't go off like it was a fire.
No.
It went off like...
Beep, beep. Yeah. Whenever I get
weird paranormal shit like he does.
Yeah. Whenever I get
it went off like that.
It's because Tony told me to do something. Or it's just Tony telling me something. Yeah. Yeah, if somebody's dying or if I needed to get a message or something like that,
that's why I immediately thought, because it woke me up, and then I was like, motherfucker. I was like, well, okay, so is anybody dying? I can't think of anybody.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, are you dreaming about something? Did you have a nightmare? And he's like, yeah, I was just having a dream that I was like stabbing somebody. I was like,
I wasn't stabbing him.
or slit his throat. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Yeah, he was trying to kill me though.
It was self-defense.
Kind of like yeah, it was still. We were fighting to the death. It was like something out of James Bond. We were both dressed up. We were in nice clothes. We were in public. It kind of reminded me of that scene in Casino Royale where they were down there at the exposition with the dead bodies in Miami. Remember?
Yeah.
And Bond fucking got into the knife fight with that guy. It was like that, but it was more in public. Everybody was like running from us. And it was just full arm swinging and shit and jumping. And I was younger. I was probably like in my early 30s in the dream. It was weird. I knew who he was, but in the dream I knew who he was.
Yeah, it's just that always happens.
Yeah.
Because it's like I always have these dreams where it's like I know this person, but then I wake up, I'm like, who the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck that was.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Every now and then I'll well, I don't know, like, and it's weird too because I don't sometimes I have dreamed that I was another person, not a specific person, but just not me. Like I don't really get, and I don't ever really have a sense of if I'm older or younger or, you know what I mean? I always just kind of feel like it's either my perspective or still my perspective, but I understand that I'm not me. Like I'm a different person. That's hard to explain, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
CB says fire alarm tells Jenny when Tom is going batshit in his dreams. Yeah, well, it's just like I've known him a long time, and I know how he operates, and so when the smoke alarm woke me up with that specific sound, like I said, when it's
not
smoke,
it's not a normal smoke.
When it's smoke, like if something catches on fire in the kitchen or something, which has happened, it makes a different sound, like it's super loud and constant. This is not like that. It's a different sound.
Just goes beep.
Yeah. But it's also not like, oh, the battery's dying sound. I know that sound too. It's different. It's
louder.
It's different.
Yeah.
So it's like
not the chirp.
Yeah. So when it makes that sound, I know that it's something to do with him and it's something to do with he knows something. Like the couple
messages.
Yeah, the couple times that it's happened, like the first time that it happened was when his dad had the heart bypass or needed the heart bypass.
Yeah.
He actually survived that. But then the second time that it happened, that's when his dad was dying and he knew immediately. Yeah. Like when that went off.
I went and said, my dad's dying.
He's like, my dad's dying. And he called and they were like, yeah, they just took him to the hospital. So it's like, so he knew.
Yeah.
So when that went off, it's like, well, I couldn't really think of anything
I was sleeping
that it could be, and he was asleep. So I was like, you must be dreaming about something fucked up.
Yeah.
So when he woke up, I was like, well, what were you dreaming about? Because like the fucking smoke alarm went off.
Yeah. Yeah, it woke me up too. Went beep. I did do it once or twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
I was kind of half awake anyway. Because I usually wake up around that time, like, because I have to pee, but what up?
Yeah, I was waking up slowly. I was still in the fight in my mind. Was I moving?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which is weird because you used to, back in the day.
Yeah.
Man, you used to fucking flop all over the place.
You used to fight a lot.
You used to, like, fight in your sleep and, like, yelling and shit like that. You don't really do that anymore. Usually you're pretty still. You do talk in your sleep sometimes, but not as much as you used to.
Yeah.
You've like chilled out considerably. Since I never thought like I was gonna get punched or anything like that, but you would sometimes like flail around a lot, like because you were fighting in your dream or whatever.
Yeah. And one of the ones I used to fight a lot was I used to fight an entire wave or a big sea of angry monkeys.
Monkeys, yeah.
And they were just piling over me, biting me. And these angry, screaming faces and all these teeth. And they would come in a like a damn wave, like an ocean wave, and then they would be pulling on me, and there was so many of them I couldn't fight them, and they fucking absolutely hated me, and that was a weird, and it would only and Jenny would be next to me, you know. This is when we first started hanging out.
Yeah.
So what's wrong? And I said, these fucking angry monkeys.
Yeah,
man.
The monkeys.
Monkeys.
Yeah. Yeah. So every time he said something about the monkeys, I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, the monkey dream stopped. That lasted for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, anyway. Like I said, you're considerably like more chill. Like you're still pretty high. You're still pretty intense.
Yeah.
But it's like if you knew him a long time ago, like you would know that he's chilled out considerably since back then.
I had a high stress past.
Yeah.
All right, fucking a lot of stuff I can't talk about. But I was ex-military and fucking. I got involved in a fucking. Like I told before, I was with an anti-terrorist unit called fucking ATAP, Anti-Terrorist Assistance Program, and it was under bad conditions. It was kind of like something out of the movie Sicario. I was living almost like a prisoner in this fucking. It was an airfield that was a camp, like a training camp, that was in a location that was sensitive. It's all gone now. All that stuff's gone. And it was all had to do with State Department stuff that was happening. And I was there under a training. I was helping running a school, training a bunch of foreign cops and a bunch of foreign soldiers and a bunch of foreign mercenaries, basically. And if I ever wanted to work again, I can't really talk anymore about it. It was just a very high stress, very negative environment. And you have to live there. It's like working on a oil rig. You can't go. They don't want you talking because the dudes that you're working with aren't supposed to be there. And I can't prove anything that I say. They made sure of all this. And I got in there because of prior connections and family connections, because my mother's State Department. My grandfather was fucking a aerospace engineer that worked for fucking all different McDonnell Douglas, General Atomics, fucking Grumman Aerospace, worked on a bunch of secret, and all my fucking aunts and uncles, all my aunts are married to special ops guys. Yeah, like Task Force 160 guys are my uncles, SF guys. It's an entire family of spooks. That's what they call us. They call us spooks. I'm a spook. I'm an ex-spook. I'm retired. You know. But you see me, but you don't see me. Nothing I say can ever be proved, so I don't talk about it. And the way I was recruited wasn't in an unconventional way. It is. I ain't gonna talk anymore about it. Oh, some people know. Some people know my story. But Sophie knows. I don't even think Granthers knows everything about me. Steve knows. But let's just say that I walked the dark path. All right.
Varga's asking about my cup.
Yeah,
Yes, it is a shining cup. See? It says shining on it, and then it says red rum on it. Got it at Spirit Halloween a couple years ago. Yeah, CB said, Tom, a lot of people that have dreams like that have a military background. It's usually stress related. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
I grew up in a high stress, very disciplined environment, and I was raised in a military academy. I was very disciplined. And a lot of introspection in a certain way, and a lot of self-containment, and fucking a lot of shit has to blow somehow. But you have to blow in a controlled way. With me, it's RSPK, recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis, and visions. And dudes that are fucking military combat arms who've been into weird shit, they're going to tell you they believe in paranormal. Because we see it. Knowing things and having bad feelings and knowing something's going to happen. And it does happen. Having visions of things that will happen. So they got some guys like fucking Redonkulous, that channel. And he was an Army Ranger. And he was in probably 20 years. Terrence Pops. And he was in charge of Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq after they kicked the National Guard out of there for fucking basically torturing prisoners. He was terrified of that place, and he'll tell you that fucking that place was haunted. Voices, see people moving in the distance down in sealed fucking places, where places where they were off limits, and fucking strange audio and visual phenomenon out in the courtyards of that prison. And it said that that whole prison was built on human bones. If you fucking put a shovel to the ground, a bone would pop up, and that was just all the dead people. It was worse than Auschwitz, or like on par with Auschwitz. Not really the same, because Auschwitz had a lot of numbers of dead. It was just they were torturing people. Saddam's intelligence agencies were torturing people and killing them there on the spots over a long period of time. It added up, but it was just a different environment. It was more like police torture. And forcing people to commit suicide was one of the things that they would do there. They would at the end of every day, they would throw a fucking noose into the cell with those guys and give them a few minutes to decide if anybody wanted to die. And some of those guys would hang themselves. The other guys in there would help them hang themselves. Yeah, it was a bad, bad place. A lot of sexual torture and shit. The guys that worked there were prisoners. The torturers were sexual sadists that were released from prison to be prison guards there. Saddam looked for those guys. If you were a sexual sadist, he'd give you a job. And a lot of those guys fucking were free. That's wild shit. They would free those prisoners. And then they would do all their fucking sexual weird shit in that prison. But they had houses outside. And those guys, they give them new identities and everything. And those guys were sentenced to life in prison for some fucking weird sexual sadistic, like serial killer type stuff. And they would give them all new identities and make them fucking guards in there and free them. As long as they would just contained it to the prison. So they were just the worst of the worst running that fucking joint. But when you come up around people that know all this shit and touch it and fucking deal with it, and you're in a community, you see, they would talk about like the gay community and this community and the black community. The special operations and intelligence is a community. They all know each other. They're related to each other. It's been going on for generations. That's how you get your security clearances. My mother had one of the highest security clearances you could get, as higher than an ambassador's. She fucking read all kinds of shit. And then half the shit she won't tell me, because who am I to ask? And I'm not even sure who she worked for. She worked for State Department and DEA, I know that. Probably CIA and DIA. But you just don't ask. Because, first of all, it's not that big of a deal when you grow up around it. But, I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But even if I said the shit that I knew about, I wouldn't be able to prove it. You wouldn't believe it. And that's why they do it. That's why they use this.
Varg asked if it was in the 80s.
When what was in the 80s?
Whenever you were in.
No, 90s.
That was 90s.
90s and 2000s and up to 2008 is when I got out in 2008. And then I ended up being part of the Veterans Administration, the VA. And I got 90% disability. And all my pay. Basically all my pay. I'm still being paid.
Yeah.
And I have full medical.
Yeah.
And
well, some of that too stems from you were fucked up. You were wounded on base.
Yeah, during my service. But that's all. That would have never happened if the other shit wouldn't have happened. It's all payoff. It's kind of like payola. That's it. They make sure that you get a retirement. And they do it through different means. VA is the best one. Because that's a system they can use. So I'm basically medically retired, 100%, almost 100%. It's like 90%.
Mm-hmm.
I can still work, though. So I have all different kinds of... I can work and they can call me back. So I got to watch what I say. Because you don't want to lose your ability to work. They might call me back and offer me something. Because they've already offered me a bunch of shit. But I want to do it because it involved deployment.
Yeah.
Because they know where I am. They know what I look like. They know my condition. Because the VA and they know where I am. I get fucking advertisements on my fucking internet. It's not the same as yours. Like I got a bunch of recruitment offers to go work for fucking ICE. ICE wanted me. And they were offering me $100,000 probably to be training cadre, to train dudes. Because I know how to train. I know how to set up training schools. It's easy, you know. You're setting up a boot camp basically. But that would mean deployment. I'd be gone. Wouldn't be here. So that's not normal 9 to 5 shit. Now I want to do it.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to do it either.
I want to go to the club.
Yeah, it's like
I want to stay home.
Yeah, I want to.
Like,
I want to hang out with the cats and like go out dancing every week.
Everything that they would want me to do would involve deployment. I'd be gone.
Yeah.
For years at a time.
You just can't stand to leave me. That's all it is.
Yeah, I don't want to live a normal life.
Yeah.
But anything that they offer me, anything they offer me involves leaving the country or leaving the state and being gone, and I would vanish for years.
Yeah, I don't think I would like that too much.
I might be able to come back for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, like I said, that'd be some James Bond shit. Like you come back and it's like, well, I can't tell you what I was doing, but
you're right. And I'd be probably living in a hotel or living on one of those camps like what you would see like on an airfield somewhere with a bunch of fucking chain link fence like you'd see out of Sicario. It'd be like that.
Banging hookers occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah. You're lucky if you can bang some hookers. Escorts. And you're living in a prison-like environment.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like much fun.
I say prison-like environment. Imagine more like working on an oil rig.
Yeah.
You just can't go anywhere.
Yeah, like I said, it didn't sound like too much fun.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly...
You're training some fucking foreign special operations unit in some kind of weird shit. Like post-blast investigation or fucking just some bullshit, you know? And these dudes might be terrorists. You don't really sure who they are, you know? You don't ask any questions. Just,
yeah, it's all very shady.
Yeah, it's shady shit. Okay, you're going to train this group of guys. They're from
fucking... We're not telling you who they are or what they're doing. Or...
They don't speak English. There's a translator. It's, you know, it's an African language, like from Djibouti or some shit like that. There's 20 of them. We're going to train them. You know, you don't know. Something the State Department wants done. Okay.
You just don't ask.
They're supposedly cops.
Supposedly.
Yeah. They're probably sheep dipped. You don't know who they are. They're probably terrorists. You know.
No telling.
Yeah. They might end up killing these guys later in an airstrike. But for now, they're friendly. Okay, whatever. But they don't tell you that. You don't ask any questions. It's none of your business. It's just your imagination running. You don't know who they are. They might be good guys. If you're asking questions, then
probably not.
What team are you on? You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It's not on you. I can't deal with that.
It's not on you. It's forces above reality asking you to do this.
It's just kind of. I don't really like the whole. Well, you just have to do this, and you can't like ask us why.
Just be normal.
Yeah, I don't like.
Don't ask me too many fucking questions.
That's too culty. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a cult.
I'm not really into that shit.
You have to be able to work in the dark.
Yeah. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
Speaking of cults,
you're living in a fucking situation where you can't go anywhere.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
And I don't think you would like that too much.
I did it.
Well, I know you did, but it's like,
years.
Well, nowadays it's just kind of like you seem pretty. I mean, you are completely. I mean, you're medically retired. You get your money every month, and it's like you can just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Work on your projects. You can ride your motorcycles. You can go wherever you want to go. You can like.
I know, and I'm doing I do fucking hormones and drugs and high performance drugs and shit and fucking. World is falling apart. There's money to be made. They keep calling. They called me from the fucking day I got out of the 101st Airborne Division. Blackwater called me. On my phone. The day I got a phone hooked up, they fucking called me. Hey, Ross, how you like being out?
Like
it's
it's
good.
pretty
Good.
nice,
You're
thanks.
settling in. Yeah. So you're flipping burgers now. Who the fuck is this? We're a fucking security company.
It's like, I'm not flipping burgers, thank you. Even though there's nothing wrong with
then
flipping
they're trying
burgers.
to get. When you get bored, you call us. If anything, what do you guys do? What weapons do you carry? Oh, don't worry about all that. But we got really good lawyers, so we can. If anything goes wrong, we can get you out of jail. We might have to go fucking protect the assets of a fucking client in another country. And I'm like, would you be interested in something like that? Nah. First
it's
thing
like,
that
y'all handle your own shit.
yeah,
okay?
the first thing they do is they tell you. They mention that you could go to jail. We'll get you out. They're testing you because really going to jail is part of this thing. If you're going to do any contract work, you're going to go to jail, or you may go to jail, or you might be in jail. They get you out. You got to understand fucking military history. The guy who fucking started the Army Rangers was in jail. They got him out to start the Army Rangers. Dudes that do this kind of shit can tend to be in trouble a lot, and they get you out of trouble sometimes. There's all kinds of... Snake Plissken. He was going to jail. They got him out of jail. It's shit like that. That's part of it. You might be working with guys that are prisoners. You might be working with guys that are cops. Area 51 has prisoners on it. A lot of people don't realize that.
Are some of them alien prisoners?
Yeah, no.
No.
There's prisoners on it. Yeah, military prisoners might be on it. Gangsters who are in prison might be on it. Guys from the Mexican cartels who are in prison might be on it. Because the only way in or out of Area 51 is through an airfield. There's no roads leading in and out of it. You got to fly to it. And the intelligence agencies and fucking organized crime have been linked since, even way before World War II. So favors can be done to these organized criminals. They can say, look, fucking, we'll put your boy in a good place for his next 6-7 years. We'll send him to Area 51, all right, in exchange for you guys to continue doing what you're doing for us. That's what it's actually like. Yeah. Wild shit, bro.
Klaus asked if you've been to Area 51.
No. I'd like to go. But that's like I said.
But see, the thing about it, I think
that's not military. That's private.
they even kind of hype up the alien thing too, because there's other shit going on. Not alien shit, but there's other shit going on there. Yeah. And it behooves them for everyone to just think it's silly alien shit. But it's like, meanwhile, we can do all this other nefarious bullshit.
That Groom Lake.
And everyone just thinks it's aliens.
When you think of Groom Lake, you think of military. It's not really military. That's private. That's private air defense contractors. But it's run like the government because it's kind of merged with that. And there's a lot of government people there at Groom Lake. But it's Lockheed Martin. Probably McDonnell Douglas is probably there too. If there were downed aircraft from extraterrestrial aircraft, they would have been there a long time ago. They probably wouldn't be there now. Because everybody knows where that is. Be somewhere else.
Yeah, that's the thing. I kind of feel like all of these kind of conspiracy theories about this place no one wants you to know about. I'm like, oh, well, if no one wants me to know about it, I wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
Like, if you can make a YouTube video about it, then it's obviously not that fucking secret.
Yeah. Right? All the best shit the America has is not in the United States. It's in Canada. All right? Because Canada's much bigger. And it's dependent on the United States. We basically own that. That's ours. Canada's not really an independent country. It thinks it is, but the United States defends it, and there's a bunch of defense shit. Our defense is integrated with them. And, a lot of the shit from the SR-71 was made in Canada. A lot of the weird shit from MK Ultra, all the mind control experiments, was happening in Canada. It's more remote. It's a buffer state between the United States and the old Soviet Union. It was the ultimate American satellite country. The Soviet Union had all its satellite states. The United States had Canada because it's right in between us. And it also had Western Europe. The United States never considered, from a military point of view, of Western Europe being independent, that we consider them to be satellite states, buffer states between us and the Soviet Union. And we also, our intelligence agencies considered all those countries to be ours, that we controlled them by fucking up their education and their political systems into being fucking totally nonsensical and dependent, everything dependent on the United States economically. We fucked Western Europe up, and it happened in World War II, during the 40s. The CIA did it, and other companies did it. We did the same thing to them as what the Soviet Union did to their satellite states. It was called the Soviet bloc. So it's all being sorted out right now because that era is over. Thank God. That's over. These countries have to be independent. They have to stand on their own. There can't be these... the American Empire can't be what it was. It was unsustainable. And it was kind of unnecessary and kind of stupid. But a lot of people got very rich off that. And the American citizens didn't get rich off of it, but a lot of rich people got rich off of it.
We never do. That's never how it works.
Yeah. And
the only thing that trickles down is piss.
Yeah. And the average Western European, they didn't get rich off of it. It was a bad way of dealing with the world's problems.
Tiny says, so what about the corn circles?
The crop circles?
Crop circles, I guess.
Oh, they're fake.
People with a board and
people
two
with
ropes
board and string
can do that very, very easily.
Yeah, board and string. They sure look fucking cool, though, didn't they?
They do look cool.
They look very fucking cool.
They do look cool.
That was an art form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's just funny that like people immediately jump to aliens, and then two guys like with a board and ropes are like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
And I just went out there and did a whole thing like in one night. They're like, ta-da! They're like, look, not aliens.
But if we had any alien spacecraft, which I don't believe we do.
No, I don't either.
But if we had any alien spacecraft, it would be in Canada. It would not be within the United States.
Like I said, I've always been of the opinion that it's like, if there were, I'm not doubting that there are aliens somewhere. Like, it's a big universe after all. Why the fuck would they come here? Like, if they're that far advanced, we would not be interesting to them in the slightest. I mean, they might, like, kind of cruise by every now and then. It's like, what are these miscreants up to? Like, make sure we're not going to, like, fuck something up for them. But it's like, why would they visit? Why would they anal probe? Why would they do any of that stuff? They wouldn't care.
It goes back to the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey. All right. That's what it would really be like. What you're seeing with the monolith, that's a von Neumann probe. A self-replicating probe. Okay. And there's one of those in every solar system of the galaxy, because they had time. You don't even have to be able to go faster than the speed of light, and you'd be able to have one of those if they were self-replicating in every solar system in a few million years. So, and it wouldn't be a biological intelligence, it would be a machine intelligence. And they would all be interconnected like the internet. So if there's any aliens that come here, they're not biological. Because biology is not how you conquer the galaxy. You do it through intelligent machinery. You transcend biology. And you download your consciousness, your soul, into a fucking machine that is connected like an internet into a bunch of other machines. That's how you do it. And then you don't have to worry about going fast because you're immortal. You don't care. And over millions of years, all your little von Neumann probes are fucking everywhere. So if you want to see what's happening on the other side of the fucking galaxy, you just download into that one. And you're teleported. You're over there. And you have some kind of subspace radio type communication between all these von Neumann probes. They're like the monoliths. And then that monolith can fucking turn into some other kind of robot that can do any kind of thing that it needs. It's using nanites, nanotechnology. And then it can just say, fuck it, I'm going to become a robot, an android that is nanites that looks and is exactly like the creatures of this planet, so they won't be able to see me. And I'll download my intelligence into that. So now you're walking around on an alien planet as an alien. They don't even notice you. So that could be happening here. You might have some of these people walking around, they're people. You could even have blood and everything. They even die and age. But their soul might be an alien. And they made that body through like a 3D printer, basically.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that would probably be
that could happen too.
Because, like I said, if it was just kind of like little green men kind of shit, it's
that's
just
too low
like,
tech.
Yeah,
it's too low
tech. Like I
tech.
said, why would they bother? I wouldn't bother if I was them.
They would be millions of years advanced. So 3D printing humans, 3D printing biology, nanites, von Neumann probes, subspace internet, transhumanism, trans biology. So they may have been biological creatures millions of years ago, but now they're just a technological creature. But they're not AI, they're intelligent. And they were descendants of biological creatures. Their souls are in there. They're in the technology now. That's how they achieved immortality. That's the ultimate way to go. And you don't have to worry about all this going faster than the speed of light when you're transhuman or transbiological, because you don't have to go fast. You could just go to sleep. And you go there, it takes 10,000 years to get there, but you don't care. You're immortal. And all your relatives are immortal. So, you'll see them. Oh, hey, how you been? Oh, I've been 20,000 years. But when you're like that, the clock doesn't tick the same way. You don't care that it was 10,000 years. You're immortal. So your perspective of time is very different.
Tiny says, "Why would we be the only intelligent life form in the galaxy?" Oh, I don't think we are.
We're not saying that.
It's just that I do believe that there's other intelligent life somewhere in the universe, but them coming here is a different question. I'm just saying that I definitely think that they're out there. I just don't think they would bother coming here, because if they were intelligent enough to even come here, why would they bother? We're not that interesting.
I don't think that's
I think like a lot of the...
That's not a good way to put it.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you a better way to put it.
All right. Well,
you have biological intelligent creatures like us, but they can't get here. They don't have the technology. The ones that do have the technology to come here are not going to be biological. They're going to be a machine intelligence. They're more evolved, and they're going to evolve beyond biology, and they're going to be living machines. Now, those probably won't be too concerned with us because they've seen everything. They would just go, yeah, these are just more biological creatures. Yeah, cool. And they probably would have known about us for hundreds of thousands of years. So if they come here, we're not new, because a species that advanced would have the entire galaxy mapped out already. They would know where everything is and what everybody's doing. And they would say, oh yeah, humans, yeah, we've been watching this planet for, 200 million years. We remember when there were dinosaurs here. Yeah, and then these guys show up. We remember when they were Australopithecines. We remember when they're just more of them. Yeah, okay, yeah, they got electricity now. They might become biological one of these days. But who cares?
Well, that's what I just said.
Yeah, that's what they would be. But I'm just saying, the picture, the way you painted it.
Yeah, we're not that interesting. Quite that. I said that
we wouldn't be interesting to aliens at that level.
That's what I meant.
Right, yeah.
That's exactly what I said.
Other aliens would be interested in us, but they can't get here because they're too close to our level.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it's just kind of like anyone, sufficiently advanced.
Yeah, to come here,
care.
They would be so old, they would already know about us.
Yeah, like big fucking deal, big whoop. Right. You know what I mean? So
we're just part of their environment.
I think, like I said, a lot of people that are really into like the alien thing, or especially like the weirdos that are all like they got taken up in the like Whitley Strieber and shit. They got taken up in the ship and probed. and all of that. That's a human-centric kind of, like I said, you think you're so fucking interesting that like someone would come from a whole ass other planet to like check out your butthole? I don't think so.
If they're intelligent enough to get here, and let's say they got here quickly within a human lifetime, which I find that unlikely, but let's say they got here within a human lifetime, and they live about as long as we live, and they got here quickly, they would know about biological life forms, and they would know about how things worked on them, because we wouldn't be the first aliens they had seen. They wouldn't be that interested, probably, to go up in your booty. They wouldn't care what was in your booty.
Yeah, why? Most humans don't care what's in your booty.
Yeah,
why would an alien care?
Animals. This is animal life form, carbon-based animal life forms. Okay, look, they got electricity. They got internal combustion. They got nuclear power. Okay, so we've been through those steps. We know what that is. They wouldn't really see us that shocking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
They wouldn't be that curious. They'd go, "That's interesting," but we wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary. And they would be around long enough, but they'd probably seen fucking dozens of civilizations like that.
So I feel like Klaus is about to flip out if I don't answer this question.
Klaus,
because he's asked it like 5 times. Have we heard of Hesdalin? I have not. Like, I feel like I've heard that word somewhere, but I don't really know anything about it. I don't know. It must be something to do with like aliens or something like that, I guess. Yeah. So I wrote it down.
You tell us what it is.
So it's like, I guess it's something I have to like look up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? DVD Dragon says VA nurses want to know what's in your booty. Aliens want prostate. Want prostate cancer DNA.
VA. When you're like me, the VA nurses and the nurses like the nurses we know, they're gonna try to do a whole prostate exam. They want to be pressing on it and everything.
Well, that's someone's kink.
Yeah, they're all kinky.
That's like a lot of people's.
Last time I went to the VA, they were trying to do, and I was like, look, if I want prostate massage, I'll just go get one at the Asian fucking spa. I don't need y'all to fucking be. Yeah, but you're on all these steroids. You gotta check out your prostate. I says, "Now my shit's good. I don't know how it is." Now stop going to that shit. See, they'll still pay me, but I don't want to go fuck with them all the time. They try to make money off you. Every time you visit them, they get paid. And they'll just keep pulling shit out of their asses about, well, we're going to send you to cardiology, or we're going to send you to fucking neurology. They'll just send you to they're trying to pimp you out to all their fucking friends. And they just keep bouncing you around for all these appointments. Now, some dudes, like, I don't know, we haven't had fucking Murder Hornet here in a long time. He plays the VA game. Because you can enter some of these VA programs and they'll pay you to go to it. Like if you want to make like $3,000 real quick, go to the anger management. They'll send you somewhere for like 2 months. You'll be gone, but they'll give you $3,000 just to go to anger management. And he'll do that. He'll go play the VA game.
Well, I'd probably do that too if they were going to give me $3,000.
Yeah, but you're gone for 2 months.
Yeah, but that's not that
And then you're fucking hanging out in a fucking hotel with a bunch of dudes like fucking Murder Hornet, getting drunk, and fucking ordering pizza and shit.
Well, I mean, he's probably having a good time.
Yeah, and the lot lizard fucking hookers and shit, and the fucking hotels and shit. That's what they do, motherfuckers.
Well, you better not bring home any STDs.
That's what they're doing. You know? It's like a bunch of truck drivers. They're reliving all their veteran fucking past and shit.
I guess.
Yeah. Getting fucking drunk and shit. Partying.
I don't really get
going to internet. Yeah, because I look at myself when I was in actually the Army, and I go, man, I was a little kid back then.
Well, and also I think that and I don't know why I'm like this particularly, but I'm not like a real nostalgic person.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of people, like when they get older, like, oh, remember the good old days, blah 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 blah. I'm not really like that.
Me neither.
Like yeah,
I'm having a good time. We're having a good time now.
Yeah, there was some cool shit about like the 80s and the 90s, but there's cool shit about every year I've lived in. You know what I mean? It's just, and I think, and it's probably a generalization, but I kind of feel like that comes more from people that kind of peaked when they were younger, and then like their life kind of went, or not necessarily downward, but it went in a way they didn't really like, or they weren't expecting, or something. Like maybe they got like a good job, they made some money, they had a family and kids and all that other kind of stuff, did what they were supposed to do, but that wasn't really what they wanted, or they felt like they didn't live up to it or whatever. And it's like, so when they get to our age, like in their 50s or something, they're just kind of like, oh man, I missed out on XYZ or whatever the hell. And it's so now I'm just gonna relive like all my glory days. And it's like, I don't know. I guess because I never really had that mindset when I was younger. I wasn't really I did fun shit when I was younger, but not to a super great degree.
I'll tell you why you don't have that. You don't have that because you didn't decline.
Well,
you actually progressed.
Yeah.
Other, Jen physically and socially just progressed as she got older.
Yeah.
She's fucking hot. She's about, how are you, 54, 55?
I'll be 54 in September.
54? Yeah. No, she's
like
fucking...
in a couple months.
She's hotter now. She's fucking hot as shit, man. She's fucking hotter now probably than when I met her. Okay?
Probably.
So she's progressed.
Yeah.
And she's more famous now and has more friends now. And everything in the scene is kind of like... So a lot of people don't experience that. Their high, a lot of people, their high point was high school.
Yeah.
I can't understand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just kind of like, I get it, because you're young and you're cute.
Right.
And
you're young and you're cute, and then fucking
you can get away with a lot more shit.
Yeah, and then like life fucks you up.
Then life kind of kicks your ass, like it does to everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to get a job. You got to raise kids. You got to do all that other kind of shit. Yeah. So it's just kind of like, and maybe they're like, oh man, I had all these aspirations when I was younger, and I didn't do them, or something like that. But
drugs
it's like
came in and fucked them up, and now they're
Yeah, but like when I was younger. I had a good time when I was younger, but I was just like, I wasn't crazy. I wasn't like a big party girl or anything like that. And it was just, I was kind of an introvert. Like I had friends, but I wasn't going to parties all the time or nothing like that. So it's just, and I wasn't super hot, or I was kind of chubby, like when I was a teenager. So I kind of got picked on a lot. And so I kind of feel like I sort of got better as I got older. Like I feel like I was like in my mid to late 30s, like before I even got my shit together, really.
I think most people are like that, though.
So I never thought of it
30s
as...
is when you really gotta get your shit.
Yeah. So I never really thought of it as... I mean, I had fun in high school, but I don't look back on it like, ooh, yeah, I remember like all the...
They're talking about... What's it called?
DVD Dragon said 54, damn. I would say early 40s. Oh, well, thank you. Max. Yeah, I'll be 54 in September. Yeah. Late September of this year.
They're talking about Hessdalen.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I'm going to look that up.
Yeah.
Like
I know what they're talking about. I think they're talking about
I've heard of that. I just didn't know what it was.
I think there's a bunch of phenomenon. It looks like fucking UFO phenomenon, like lights going. They got it on video on security cameras. I think they set video cameras up. There was like a scientific study of that area. I think it's the same place. So it's in the mountains. And they captured a bunch of shit on video going by. Look at fireballs. Is that the same place?
It might be, yeah. Well, because Tanya says Hessdalen is famous for being a hotspot in Norway for paranormal shit.
Yeah.
Lots of strange things going on there.
Which, it's a place I'm thinking of.
I wrote it down, so maybe we could do a show about it one of these days.
If it's a place I'm thinking of, they think that there's some kind of plasma phenomenon going on. That it's something having to do with plate tectonics. That plasma from the Earth's fucking crusts and shit making something. Although some of the stuff that I saw that they were claiming as some kind of plate tectonic plasma, to me it just looked like a regular old meteorite, And now that everybody has fucking cell phones and Russia has a bunch of fucking cameras on their cars, meteors fucking happen a lot. They catch a lot of fucking fireballs coming in, blowing out windows. So it might have just been that. There are certain places probably on the Earth where you might be more likely where a meteor might come through, and doesn't get burned up early. Maybe up towards the north, beginning of the rotation isn't quite the same. I don't know. I'm just pulling it straight out of my ass.
Yeah, we can
Might
tell.
have something to do with the way debris hits the Earth. You know, where it's coming from in the asteroid belt or out in the fucking Oort cloud or something. Where that might be a more likely place where you would see a fireball.
I tell you what, though, I wrote it down and, like, I'll put it in the poll.
Yeah, we'll look at it.
And maybe we could do, like, a show about it. Because that might be entertaining.
Because we got weird shit. It's kind of like that here in the U.S. With ghost lights. There's some desert areas where you would see lights out in the distance. There's nothing out there, just desert and mountains. And if you ride out, they'd have people waiting to see them, and then they try to ride out there on a motorcycle or dirt bike, and then they vanish by the time they get there. You never did find out what that light was. Some people have fucking recorded it.
I feel like that might be like
it's some kind of an optical
anomaly.
thing.
Yeah, I think it's an optical illusion.
Some kind of weird optical illusion, but they don't know where is that light. Is some people say, well, it's car headlights, and it's
some of the shots it does look like that to me.
Yeah,
but
there's no road out there.
Yeah. CB says, the younger ones in the fetish scene are asking me and my girlfriend for advice more the older we get. Yeah, I mean, we get that a lot too. Most of the people we hang out with are, well, some of them are younger, but most of them are like our age or slightly younger. So yeah, we kind of get that a lot too, but I feel like people definitely, I don't know about like the general public at large, but I do kind of feel like at least in our little pocket, people do seem to be aging differently.
Yeah, where she's 54, I'm almost 60.
Much slower.
Yeah.
But like I said,
But we're not normal.
Well, it's weird too because it's like I decided this. Like, look, I'm Gen X. I was born in like 1972.
Yeah.
I decided when I was like fucking 15, 16, I was like, man, I'm never gonna be one of those motherfuckers that's like, oh, I'm too old to do this, and I don't like this new thing, and I don't like that. I didn't want to be like an old person, and I feel like to a large extent, I've lived up to that.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be like that. Because it's like so many people that we knew, like boomers and stuff like that when we were growing up, were just like, oh, you're too old to do that. Like, why are you still doing this? Like, you know, and it's just kind of like, it's so boring. I don't really.
By my age, my dad was washed up. My stepdad was washed up.
Right. That's what I mean. It's like, I feel like a lot of people were. Yeah. Like I said, you see older movies and stuff nowadays, and like.
You go, man, dude's 35?
Fuck. Yeah, and like you find out later the actor was like 35. I'm like, woo, that is a rough 35. I'm like, I know some 35-year-olds that look like babies. Yeah. That look like fucking teenagers.
Yeah. We showed you Laura. Laura's 40.
Yeah, and so it's just kind of
like... You wouldn't know by looking there.
That's what I mean. It's like most people we know like look way, way, way younger. But man, people lived like real rough back then. And I think there was more of an expectation that once you know, got married, got a career, had kids or whatever, that you were just gonna become a dumpy middle-aged person, and that was just how shit worked.
Yeah, you were gonna throw in the towel, no social.
But it's like it doesn't have to be like that.
And what was funny is, you know, I saw my grandparents, and like my dad, not so much my mom, but my dad, they kind of just stopped doing anything social and just lived off of watching television.
Yeah, which is like, it's really sad.
Watch television, and they would like go. My dad would go on the History Channel, and he'd just watch the History Channel all fucking night, and thought he was getting information. And fuck, man, the information on there wasn't shit compared to what was on the internet.
Well, the History Channel is not even information.
It's not even, it was more entertainment.
Technically, it's information.
It was more information than was on the
other incorrect information.
Depends on what it was. Depends on what it was. Depends on what it was.
Guess you
depends on the show.
I guess you could call it information. They still they still do have some good shit, I think.
No, they had interesting stuff. You know what I mean? What I thought was the most interesting stuff is like the ancient discoveries of like.
I used to. I like those.
He was big into that.
I like that. I like that shit too.
He wasn't into the ancient aliens bullshit.
Yeah, because that's dumb.
Yeah, he would just laugh at that, and because it was just filler.
Yeah. Well, people watch it.
No information.
They wouldn't make it if people didn't watch it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of all out of our fault.
Yeah. Really. And they would put reality TV, like the long haul truckers or some shit. That's not history.
Ice road truckers.
Ice road truckers. That's not
history. That was just because everybody had reality shows, and they're just like, well, we have to have reality shows because that's what everybody's watching. And so what could we do that still kind of sounds like
history? I'm so glad that television is dying.
You know?
They still make it, but who's watching that?
I will note,
Who's
though,
watching that shit?
That History Channel does still make those, Food That Built America.
Yeah, those are good.
Mega Brands That Built America. Those are good. Like, I like those. Like, I watch them. I don't watch them on History Channel. I watch them on Hulu. But, I like those. Those are really good. Because they're really good, like, fun, like, in-depth. I like the food ones the best, but I just watched the Mega Brands That Built America. That was, like, Microsoft versus Apple and... Scott Tissue, like how the first toilet paper came about. It's like shit like that's fascinating. So it's like I like that, and it's just and they're really good, like really in depth and stuff. So that's actual good.
Yeah, that's the
information.
Kind of shit that's the kind of shit my dad would be all into that shit.
I don't like all that dumb like Ancient Alien. I don't like that. That's stupid.
No, but they were.
Because it's like, oh, look, like people thousands of years ago were too stupid to like figure out how to make a pyramid, so aliens must have helped them. I'm like, that's kind of offensive. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. That kind of shit's really stupid to me. And it felt like a lot of their shows went in that direction.
Yeah. It was only a certain amount of time though that they did that.
I don't know. Like I feel uncomfortable also kind of like judging other people's TV watching because it's like, look, I'm coming from me who will sit there and watch 12 hours straight of like murder shows.
Yeah.
And forensic science and fucking just shit about murders. I feel like I can't really judge. Yeah. I survived a serial killer. I love that shit. But you know what I mean? Oh, and also I love hoarders.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the only show that I watched like that. For a little while we watched what was that one with My Strange Addiction? Like the people that would eat weird shit.
Yeah.
Like we watch some of those sometimes.
They're saying all kinds of stuff in there. See what they're talking about.
It's mostly about UFOs. Oh yeah, Davy Dragon says the Brown Mountain Lights in North Carolina. Yeah, I knew it was like...
Yeah.
I saw some videos of that.
Yeah, Brown Mountain Lights, that was called?
Yeah, people have been seeing them since colonial times.
Yeah, that's weird.
So that's what I think. That's probably an environmental anomaly of some kind, but it's just... It could be aliens. I'm not saying it's not, but...
Somebody videotaped them. They were out by a road. And they were going, there they are. And you could see lights on the mountain. I don't know if they staged it. It might have been somebody out on the mountain with a flashlight. And they said, turn it on, But I saw a video of the lights. And it just looked like a light on the mountain. Weird. But they said every time they go towards it, then the lights would vanish. Yeah. Weird.
They're like, ooh, they saw us.
Yeah.
DVD Dragon says, they never had a Lot Lizard reality show. Damn shame.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's probably something I would watch. I did watch the Secrets of the Bunny Ranch show and
Lot Lizards,
which actually kind of depressed me more than I thought it would, because I thought it would be like a lot more lighthearted, but it really wasn't.
No, they were in pussy prison.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is like, well, because they made that kind of fun time show that was kind of trying to paint them in that light. Like, it's like, look, all these girls want to be here and it's super fun and all this other kind of stuff. But then they made this documentary where it's like, well, it wasn't really that. It wasn't really that cool. You know what I mean?
They were kind of trapped.
This is what was going on behind the scenes. Well, and I kind of feel like that goes on with a lot of the reality shows.
Yeah.
Well, remember when we did the show about child beauty pageants and, we were talking about toddlers and tiaras, which is like a huge fucking reality show. And it's like, some of the shit on there, like I watched like a bunch of clips from it and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, this shit's fucking horrifying. But I guess like a lot of people didn't think it was horrifying. And there was so much shit like going on behind the scenes. It was just like, oh, it was just so fucking messed up. And all of that Honey Boo Boo shit was like super messed up too.
The problem with the Mustang, was it the Mustang Ranch one? Is that the one we were talking about? Was it Mustang
Bunny Ranch? It was
Bunny Ranch. Yeah. Yeah, those shows. The problem with those girls is that they weren't making any money, a lot of them.
Well, yeah, they would take it all.
Some of them, because they had all these overheads. They had to pay for their room. They had to pay all their expenses and shit.
And then they'd be like, oh, by the way, you did this and that, so cough that up, too. We got to dock you for that.
So, so they were just living in there and not really making much off of it. It wasn't kind of deal where they'd make a shit ton of money and then be able to leave.
Right. It's not like they...
wasn't like that.
Well, yeah, it's not like they were making a bunch of money and could come and go as they pleased. It was kind of like not... It was like a lot more...
It was more like prison.
Yeah, it was a lot more shitty than that. And like the Bunny Ranch and a lot of this, because, prostitution is only legal in very small parts of like Nevada, right? So it's just kind of like the place where those brothels are is like out in the desert.
Yeah, that middle of nowhere.
So there's like kind of in the middle of nowhere. So it's like there's nothing around. It's not like you can be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go take my money I earned and like go do something fun." There's nothing there. You know what I mean? And, like they wouldn't let you leave, and it was just like miles and miles.
There evidently wasn't a lot of customers. Some of the girls wouldn't get any customers. They just sit there.
Yeah, you just sit there.
And all the good-looking girls would get them.
Yes, that was another thing.
Yeah. And then, they fall into debt in there, and then they just kick them out.
Yeah, because they're like, well, you haven't, like, earned enough money to, like, pay back your room and board, so out you go.
And all that shit's totally unnecessary now. There are applications.
Well, yeah.
And
now you can just do the shit from your house.
You do the shit from your house, yeah. Well, fucking, based on my research, what you would want to do is be on an app, and be living around Vegas, and then just go to casinos. Those girls, that's how they would do it. But you can't be an average girl. You got to look like a model. And you just go to the casino and gamble. And fucking make a hit on a dude and have him take him up to your room. And that's how they're doing it. And you got to watch it. The fucking security knows about it. But you got to be a class act. If you're not, then they're going to kick you out of there.
Varg says, we have the program Hoarders in Norway. It's sick what some people collect. Yeah, it's a mental disorder.
You had a woman collecting dead cats.
It's tied to OCD.
Yeah.
Interestingly, like my grandfather was a hoarder. I think that was kind of why I got interested in the show, because I was like, oh, because I could relate. You know what I mean? Because it's like I lived in his house a lot when I was younger. And I was just like, yep, that's exactly what he did. Like he hoarded the whole bottom floor of his house. They eventually had to tear it down. And then he moved to another house and he hoarded that one so bad that the staircase collapsed. So after he died, and sadly, my mom was the one that found him. Like he died of like a brain aneurysm. And she found him in the house. And after he died, like his house was completely hoarded out and the staircase had collapsed. So he couldn't even go upstairs anymore. And they had to like just hire dumpster after dumpster after dumpster and just like clean everything out. Like it took days and days. I don't even remember how long it took. It took like forever. I was there a couple of days, like, and saw some of the shit going on. But I was just kind of like, holy crap, this is crazy.
Dragon. Sorry, go ahead.
But I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
DVD Dragon said that fucking things that are prison to Tom: military, brothels, and public transportation. Yeah, the military is not prison, but it's prison-like in the way that being on an oil rig is kind of like prison. You can't go anywhere, especially if you're on a mission. Even if it's cool, you can't go anywhere. You're not living your life. You got a duty to do. Fucking being up on a DMZ, Korea, fucking Camp Greaves. They're kind of like prison, like a military prison. But you're doing shit. And they let you off once a month. OP-311, the Sinai Peninsula, out on that desert island. It's like a prison. You can't go anywhere. But you're doing a job, You volunteered for it. So it's a kind of a different mentality. But, you're living through fantasy and letters. You don't have girlfriends or anything. None of that's possible. Be like living at sea or on a oil rig or in a prison. Like that. Better company, though.
CB says, I watched a documentary about a brothel in Las Vegas. One guy got asked to leave because he wanted a blowjob, but they said to him the girls don't do blowjobs because the guys don't want to use condoms. And he was being an asshole and the girls refused to do shit with him. I mean, that's the thing. I kind of feel like a condom would be expected. Like with a sex worker. Just
I don't think so.
For safety reasons, you would think. Especially like in a brothel, I think that would be like the rules.
Yeah.
And if someone's gonna be like a douche about it, then yeah, they have every right to kick you out. It's like you can get all kind of fucking diseases. You don't know where that dude's been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, man, shit. Like half the dudes out there don't even wash their asses because they think it's gay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's half. But it's like an alarming number. I didn't even realize this was a thing.
Yeah, I heard that from hookers saying that.
Yeah.
Some of the high end girls said the dude, she'd pull back the dude's fucking sheath and shit, and it'll be crusted with all kinds of shit.
Yeah. It's like, do you not realize you have to wash that, or?
Yeah.
I mean, it would seem like common sense.
And the dude had money. He wasn't, she was a.
Oh, that's gay. Like to wash your own butthole or wash your own dick.
No, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just some dudes just are scuzz buckets.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
I mean, could be.
Well,
little from column A, little from column B.
Look over, like I said, kind of going through some of the interviews that I've heard, for those girls that do that. They just say that the clientele is kind of extreme. They might be a dude who he might be a fucking celebrity. He might even be like a professional athlete. He can't date because if he does, he can't get rid of these women. They fucking stalk him. So
because everyone knows who he is.
Everybody knows who he is, and he might be married too. So he's hitting pros. And those guys tend to be a lot easier to deal with and more normal.
Yeah, I could see.
Then there's other guys who have a lot of money, but they're social misfits. They're like a bottom of the barrel type dude. But he has a lot of money because he has a good job. So, but he doesn't know anything about women, doesn't have a background with women, probably never had a girlfriend, that type of deal. So,
that would be
those dudes might have hygiene problems just because, he's a fuck up.
Yeah.
Other guys are just married guys. They're okay. Married.
Because I imagine if they had a crusty ass, there would be like, why do you have like a shitty crusty ass? Clean that shit.
One girl said that she almost wanted to marry a dude like that. He was married, and he wanted to marry her. He was a regular. He kept coming back. But then she was like, she turned him down eventually. She's like, no, the way we met is just totally wrong. But she said he was okay. She just said that she felt sorry for him because her wife was basically kind of neglecting him. That was basically the deal with that one. He had all this sexual stuff he wanted to do, and he didn't want to bother his wife about it because his wife just thought he was a nuisance. So he was just an ATM machine to her, basically, and had kids with him, so he was kind of tied down with her. And he didn't really have any sexual outlet. So I don't know how common that is because I've only been married twice and neither one of my wives did that to me. So, but, that was the situation with that one.
Yeah, it happens, I guess.
So there are some women that marry a guy just for the stability because maybe she had no other options. She doesn't really want to have sex with him. She wants him to leave her alone.
I will say, too, that one thing that I have noticed is that, and I know why this is, but like if a dude is single, it's a lot harder for him to kind of get a foot in the door, so to speak.
Yeah.
If a dude is married or has a girlfriend, he's like has chicks like fucking hitting on him all the time.
Yeah.
And all those chicks aren't necessarily bitches, like trying to, some of them are, because I know some of them.
Jen sees it all the time.
I see it all the time.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just that, well, this dude's been vetted.
Yeah, you've been pre-vetted.
Like, at least one woman puts up with him, so he must be, like, reasonably okay.
Women are attracted to guys. Women are attracted to guys who other women are attracted to. They kind of judge you by your girlfriend. They judge you by the other women who are looking at you. If you're popular, you're going to become more popular. It's just how it is.
Yeah, it's
if
just
you have a wife,
success feeds. Success feeds on success.
Success breeds success. Yeah.
So that's why a lot of times, if you're, like I said, if you're single, it's a lot harder.
Because the women are all skeptical.
Because they're all just like,
there were times when
you single for a reason? Like, is there some reason?
When I was in my prime, age-wise, late 20s, early 30s. This is when I was up in Boston. Fucking in the goth scene. I'd go to other clubs outside the goth scene sometimes and meet some woman, young woman my age, and she'd be all into me. And she says, why don't you have a girlfriend? Why don't you have a girlfriend? That would hit me over and I says, because I don't. But why? And then it would start getting very suspect of you.
Well, yeah.
Why don't you?
I understand
Why don't you have? It's because she likes you.
But it's like, why?
Why aren't you taken already?
Yeah, like there must be a reason.
So then you try to explain.
What's the matter with you?
You try to explain to them, and explaining it kind of compounds it. You see, you have to understand something. When you're a single, when you're a single guy, women just look at you like you're a suspect. But no, it's hard.
Well, we kind of have to.
Yeah, and you're like,
because like I said, a lot of times, especially older, like if you're a little bit older, I feel like you got more sway, I guess, if you're younger. But it's just kind of like when you're older, unless you literally like were married for a long time and just got divorced, you're like, yeah, I'm just getting back out there. Like that's normal, obviously. But it's just kind of like if you've been single a long time and you're like in your 40s or something like that, women are going to be like, what's the matter with you?
Yeah. Well, when Jen...
Like, why are you still single?
When Jen met me...
There's got to be a reason.
I was out just trying to meet everybody. And I was constantly putting out there... I just kind of put it out there that I wasn't interested in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like...
Which, that's like catnip.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm not really interested in that. I just got to think on my life. I'm just trying to make friends with everybody. Look, let's not worry about it. I don't really... I'm not really into that. And that would, like Jen said, it's like catnip.
It's like catnip. Because you don't come across as someone that's just trying to get one over or trying to like exploit people for your own reasons. Like you didn't come across as just like desperate to get laid or anything like that. You're like, man, I don't really care about that.
Part of it, I was just kind of honest. Is, look, man, fucking, I'm just coming out of a marriage. I don't really, I've been through that shit and I had a good time with the way that it ended. I don't want to repeat that. And just, my fucking professional life, I'm not really making a shit ton of money right now. You know what I mean? I'm not the kind of guy that is going to help you pay for a house and fucking do all this shit. So I'm really kind of like out of that, I just want to have fun in the club and fucking we'll go hang out. And, and a lot of times that's sold like hotcakes.
Well, yeah.
Because, because that's not what women are actually looking for. So you hear all these fucking dudes, all these dates. Well, you got to be 6 foot tall. You got to have a 6-pack. You got to fucking have all this fucking money. These women are trying. That's not really what they're looking for.
No,
they're looking for a cool dude that they can collaborate with, and somebody who sees things the same way. Somebody who's honest with them. I'm short. I always cleaned up. I had an easier time with tall women. Trouble. I could pick up a tall woman faster than I could pick up a short woman. Because a tall woman, she's a misfit. She has a problem finding guys because they just see her. She goes, she's too tall. Yeah. I go, right. How you doing? You look gorgeous. Tall, man. You're tall as hell. Sexy. I over 6 feet, no problem. She can't find a man.
Well, yeah, they never get.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would argue that tall women have it way harder.
They have it harder than short dudes.
Yeah. Way harder.
Yeah.
I knew a few.
Yeah.
Over my time. Like I'm short. I'm super short. I'm a
But you gotta have the gap. You gotta know how to talk. You gotta have social skills. You gotta know how to dance and how to dress. You can't really be goal oriented. Like if you're trying to get laid, you're not gonna get laid.
Well, like I said, I think that was the main thing. That attracted people to you was that you didn't seem to have an agenda. Like a lot of dudes have an agenda, and even if they think that they're being slick about it, they're not being slick.
I did have an agenda. My agenda was to make as many friends as possible.
Yeah, but see, that's like not even an agenda.
And to get known.
That's just regular.
I was just trying to make friends with everybody.
You weren't just trying to like, oh, I'm going to make friends with this girl, and then I'm going to get in her pants. Like you were just kind of like, nah. You were just.
No, I wanted to know everybody, and I wanted everybody to know me, and I wanted to have a good time, and really that's what led me to become a club promoter. Me and Jen started to become well known, and we got to where we could start a club. We fell in with DJs, and it was because me and Jen we're good to people. Yeah, you got to be an asshole to get us mad and to get kicked out of the club or whatever. I don't want to kick anybody out of the club.
I mean, we've had a couple issues, but really not many. No. Like over the year, most people in the scene around here are like actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
You don't have much trouble. Like every now and then you get somebody. But...
And as hot-blooded as I am, I have a fucking reputation of being very reasonable. Fucking dude from fucking Ludovico Technique says, you have a reputation for being very reasonable. I said, I did. I said, I did. He goes, yeah. you're not mentally unstable like a lot of people. It says, well, thank you. But no.
It's like, thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of a low bar to clear, I guess.
Yeah,
but
people that fucking have gotten into trouble will forgive them and let them back in. Fucking everything's, I'm reasonable. And a lot of club scenesters aren't. They're going to hold grudges because they have
depends motives. On what it is.
Depends on what it is, yeah.
Like, there's some people I will never forgive.
Yeah.
But most people, if they just fuck up like once or twice or something like that, and it wasn't that big a deal, it's all right. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not going to get like all butthurt about it, but yeah, there's some people that, but it's not many, really not many. Like, we really haven't had much trouble like over the years. But I think, like I said, I think that why we ended up, we didn't even really try. I don't think we were like trying to do anything. And maybe that's what made it happen, was that we weren't trying, because we were just kind of chill and everyone saw that we were chill. It
was a natural progression.
We knew everybody. I can't really think of anybody that doesn't like us unless I don't know about it.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. And when I made friends with Dimitri, that's when I did. This shit's going to happen. It just takes time, because we didn't force anything. It happened by a natural. It happened.
We just met them like just regular.
Yeah,
like him and his wife. And we're
gonna have another house party here soon.
And the thing about Dimitri and Jen is that they're also super chill.
Yeah.
And Dimitri's a DJ, and I know DJs have a certain reputation, and I know why that is, because I've known some DJs in my life.
He's very reliable.
But he's very reliable. He's very chill. He's not bitchy or competitive or anything like that. And like, he's not like some DJs we've known, not trying to like get with girls or like trying to like scam or do anything like that. Like, he's just he shows up, he does his night, he's very excited about it. He wants to start new nights, and he's like, we're always trying to figure out like, where can we do this next thing and stuff like that. So it's just like, he's just very genuine.
Yeah.
And
I started these Facebook groups fucking 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That now just dominate. Everybody promotes through me.
Yeah.
Our Gothic Orlando.
Yeah, we started that like a long time
ago. It's got fucking lots of clubs in it.
Well, like I said, it's crazy because Memento Mori, which is the night we're going to tomorrow night, we started that with Dimitri and Jen.
Yeah.
Like, how many years ago?
Oh, 10 years.
At least. Yeah, maybe longer.
Longer than 10 years, because we had a 10-year anniversary.
I remember, and like Dimitri said, man, I still remember, like, we were sitting at iBar when it was still downtown. We were sitting in the front bar, like, talking, man, we should start our own night. We were like throwing ideas around and all this other kind of shit. Man, we should do that, like, because we knew people, so we were like talking to people and stuff. And we were like, we talked to John, who owned iBar at the time, and now DJs at at Barbarella. And he's like, maybe he'll let us do one. And we were like talking all this stuff about it. It's like, Jen can do the flyers and we can do all this other stuff. And like, we started doing it, and it's still going this many years later.
Yeah.
And we still do that once a month. And
it's gotten bigger.
And it's gotten bigger. And also Dimitri does the other night, Abyss, at the other venue.
Yeah.
Like the other club.
They're both in very nice venues. Real nice clubs.
Yeah. And they've got like a lot of people come to that. Like last month, we went there late because we went to the Astari night show first.
Yeah.
So we didn't get there till like almost midnight. And it was fucking packed. It was so packed you couldn't even get on the dance floor.
Yeah. I can't wait to go tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be good. I don't know how I'm going to dress.
Well, like I said, we didn't even really try to do anything. We just kind of... It just kind of happened. And I think that's kind of...
It's not like we didn't try. It's just that we did it, and it succeeded. Now, it didn't succeed at first because we were on like second and third run clubs.
Yeah.
But as other people dropped out, we started to fucking get more and more recognition.
Yeah.
Because ours had to do with John.
Yeah.
John, who did iBar and Visage, he's probably a good 10 years older than me.
That dude is rad, and like he is instrumental to like a lot of the alternative scene in Orlando.
Yeah, they had him on the news back in the days.
He started doing like new wave post-punk nights back in the 80s. Like he's a little bit older than us, but not that much older. And him and his wife Lorraine are like super cool people. He owns a bunch of other businesses too. Like he's got a lot of money, but he's very, very down to earth and like super chill. Like you would never know. Like he just looks like a regular ass dude. And he opened iBar, independent bar. It was called Barbarella at first, and then he changed it to independent bar. And then when he had to move it because the one downtown closed, he changed it back to Barbarella, like the night. But he owned that club down there for like 30 something years. And it was always successful. Like it was just kind of like when downtown started to go downhill and then COVID kind of kicked it in the ass and all this other stuff. And he's like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. He's like, I still want to do the night, but I'm going to do it somewhere else. So he closed that club. I don't even know if there's anything. The building's still there, obviously, but I don't know if anything's in there now. I think it was a country bar for a while, but I think it's closed again. So it might not be anything in there, which is kind of a shame because I actually really liked that building. But, you know, downtown, there's not much going on down there anymore, you know, since COVID. So, you know, people go to other places. Like people go to Sanford or they go like out in the suburbs or whatever. So he just like moved it somewhere else. And like I said, the cool thing about him is that he is like super, super into this shit. Like he is super into like new wave and he's super into post-punk, and he doesn't have to come every Saturday night and DJ, but he does. He's got money. He could just stay home, like put his fucking feet up, you know what I mean, and just have somebody else run it. He's got other DJs. You know, every now and then like someone else will come in. Like he's got a couple other DJs that do shit too, but he just likes it. So he's there pretty much every Saturday, like DJing every Saturday night. Like 3 Saturday nights, because Dimitri does the 4th one. Every now and then he'll have one of, because we know a DJ named Rob, and then there's like a couple other ones. There's one named Kendall, and that comes in sometimes, but it's mostly him, because he's just into it. Yeah, he loves that shit. He comes every night. He sits by the bar. We talk to him a little while. It's like it's pretty cool. Speaking of which, I just reminded myself. Do you remember 120 Minutes, right?
Yeah.
On MTV, Dave Kendall.
Yeah. Who?
Dave Kendall, the guy with like the punk rock guy with the leather jacket.
No.
That hosted it.
I don't remember it.
He was the one that founded that show, honestly, and like he hosted it late. He died.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Like I just saw like on fucking Facebook that
How old was
he? He couldn't have been that fucking old. But yeah, I didn't realize at the time because I used to tape it like when he was the host. There was another host before him. But he was the one that that started the show. Like I think it started back in '86, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, he passed away. Like he wasn't super, super old. You know, which is fucked up. Gramther says, when I move to the villages, I plan on becoming part of the geriatric goth scene there.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a whole string of fucking escorts coming your way in the villages. The escorts always say that they service the villages.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of funny because, I don't know. It's not weird to me because I always thought, even when I was a teenager, that, you know how when you're a teenager, like back in the 80s, and you started doing the goth thing, and they're like, oh, it's just a phase. You'll grow out of it. And some people do.
Yeah.
Most people didn't.
Yeah, they stayed about the same.
They're like, nah, I like this shit. I'm just kind of staying like, this is what's cool, and I don't really want to do whatever it is y'all are doing, so I'm just going to do this. So I just kind of stayed the same, you know, which I'm all right with that. So it's just, and a lot of them did too. So it's just like we go out Saturday nights to the 80s night.
No, we changed.
We did change, but it's not a lot though.
It's just that we're into the same shit, but new shit came.
But new shit too.
Yeah, new shit too.
Like I like old shit and new shit.
Yeah.
Like you can like all things.
So, no, we weren't frozen in time. New shit's coming. I like some of the new music too.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Yeah, like I said, I'm not super cranky about. Like I do like
I got
the old
John
shit.
into part time.
Yeah.
He like that part time. He likes part time.
Oh yeah, you saw.
Yeah. He likes
yeah, he's pretty open to like.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's older than us, but it's just he's still open to like because there's some pockets that he doesn't know about. Because I feel like he's kind of more like a pure new wave guy.
Yeah.
Whereas like we know more about, you know, more deeper like goth rock and post punk kind of shit, like more obscure shit.
What are you eating, Pope?
So it's like, so if you show him something, he'll be like, oh man, that's cool. Like I never heard of that or whatever. And sometimes he'll play it, you know? Like, did we get him into Dance Society or was he into that before?
I don't think he knew about it, but you requested it once, so he started playing more of it.
Yeah, so now he'll usually play like one or two Dance Societies.
Dance Societies from back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, that's like some old
late 80s.
Like goth rock shit.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Although they did some shit that was kind of more poppy too, but
yeah.
I like their kind of more gothier shit.
You want another drink?
Yeah, why not? It's
almost 10.
It's fucking Friday.
Okay.
Maybe like half.
Half, all right.
Because like I've only eaten one time today, so
yeah, we didn't eat much.
No. Tom made some. What was that? General Tso's chicken?
Huh? Yeah, it was leftovers.
Yeah, leftover General Tso's chicken.
An omelet. All I ate was an omelet. I'm in a heavy cut. I'm trying to lose fucking more fat.
When did you have an omelet?
Early in the, when you were eating that, I made an omelet. Just a cheese omelet.
Okay. I was like, wait, I didn't get an omelet.
I didn't have enough to feed us.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
So
okay.
I gave you one thing and I ate something.
Oh, all right. I gotcha. I gotcha.
I gave you the good shit.
Yeah, that was a good shit. It was really good. Grandpa says, in the villages, there's a goth group that meets weekly called Release the Bats. That's named after a song by the Birthday Party. Matter of fact. And actually there's I don't know if it's a whole club or if it's just a night in LA that was called that. I don't know if it's still going or not though. But yeah, that's a pretty well-known birthday party song. That's why there's some nights named that, in case you didn't know. I know because I love the fucking birthday party. Tom's not a fan. I found a documentary about the birthday party on Tubi, and I was like super excited. And I ended up watching it, and Tom's like, "What the fuck? Like this music is fucking. What is this? You know what I mean?" I've had that reaction. I used to listen to it at work sometimes where I used to work. I used to work at this like weekly newspaper. And sometimes like I'd be working by myself, like in the office or whatever. So sometimes I'd put music on because I don't put music on if other people in the office because that's obnoxious. But it's like, so, but if I was by myself, like I would put some music on. And like somebody would come in and like if I had the birthday party and I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? I used to enjoy that reaction. But they're an acquired taste for sure. But you know what I mean. They're an acquired taste. Varg says, what time there? It's almost 10 p.m. Varg says, Bonnie Tyler just died. Yeah, I saw that. And actually, when we were at the 80s night last Saturday, we kind of jokingly asked John, it's like, oh, are you going to play Total Eclipse of the Heart like as the last song because she died? And he was like, he seemed like he hadn't even thought of it, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know if he did or not because I think we left like probably like 15 minutes before they closed.
Okay, that's it. That's a wrap.
What is?
For drink.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't want anymore.
That's it. I
don't want anymore. Varg says just 4 hours different. Yeah, it's 10 p. It's almost 10 p.m. Is what time it is. What time it is now?
Yeah, and I imagine over in fucking Scandinavia, in Norway, it's probably like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, Varg said it was 4 hours different, so it's maybe 2 a.m.
2 a.m. All right.
But got like I said,
crazy ass Swedes drunk.
I thought it was 5 hours.
Swedes.
I thought it was 5 hours because I always remember that because we're in Florida, and when I went to the UK, I always remember it was a 5 hour difference. I was in Wales, and I always remember it was 5 hours later, like over there. So I always assumed it was the same, but I guess not. Oh, Varg says no, it's 6 hours.
6 hours.
Okay, so it's 6 hours later. So it's more like, wait, 4 a.m.
4 o'clock.
Holy crap! Why are you still awake?
Damn. Well, it doesn't matter. It's always dark up there anyway.
That's true.
Probably gets dark at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. They're in Vampire Planet.
I mean, I guess you get used to it, but I was like weirded out because, look, I've lived in Florida almost my whole life. And it's just like, we were watching some shit last night and Tom like opens the curtains and the blinds and it was like almost 9 p.m. and the fucking sun was still out.
Yeah, sun's still out. Yeah.
Like it was dusky, but it was still, I was like, it's still fucking daylight out. What the hell is it? Ugh, I hate summertime.
I'd imagine it get depressing up there, man.
I don't know.
Up there in Norway.
I don't think I would be depressed.
Dark all the time.
I feel like
pale-ass women.
I get more depressed. I know this is going to sound weird, but it's like I get more depressed when it's like sunny out.
Look.
It always kind of bums me out.
Look. I've been keeping this under wraps, but I bought all this fucking leathercraft equipment and all this fucking leather. I got half a damn cow. And I'm making Viking war belts for me and Jen. I got a fucking bunch of rabbit fur. I got all the dyes, tools and shit. It's not the first time I've done leathercraft. Like I made all this. I'm making costumes for us for this year. It's going to be Robert E. Howard style, Hyborian barbarians. I'm going to be more like a Northman, so it's going to be kind of a Viking look to it. And Jen is going to be probably something kind of like Baelit from the Conan stories. I don't know if I'm going to go as Conan. I could, but I probably had to put a wig on. See,
I kind of want to, because Baelit was kind of more, she was a pirate. But I kind of feel like, I want to go more by barbarian. I don't just want to be generic pirate. I want to do like more barbarian pirate.
Baelit was a Shemite, which would be like kind of like an Arabic person. But she was a barbarian, and she was also a pirate. And
she also went around topless everywhere, and it's like, obviously I can't do
damn near nude in the
getting
books.
arrested.
Yeah, she just...
So we have to like make some compromises.
But the comics show her in a bunch of different ways, she could go. Now, Valeria was brunette. Well, she was blonde. But Baelit was basically a goth girl. Basically.
Yeah, she's very gothy looking.
She was kind of goth looking. She's real pale, black hair.
So I'm kind of going in that direction.
So that would be the way to go, probably. But the thing is that to do Baelit in a way that was like recognizable from a cosplay type thing would be you'd have to be like one of the action figures, which means that I had to get those swords and the swords that she has and the equipment, which I don't really like those swords. I really don't like how she was portrayed in most of the comic books.
Yeah, I don't love it.
She looks too much like a fucking pirate of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Caribbean style European pirate.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you hear pirate,
yeah,
your mind goes to...
And in some of the comic books, she looks too much like an Arabic kind of like chick she's in an outfit kind of like from I Dream of Jeannie in a lot of the comic books. With like see-through pants.
Yeah, which I don't necessarily want to do that either.
So you look like a genie. That's because she's like that.
You know what's funny? My mom made me a genie costume when I was younger. I was probably 10 or something like that. She made like the little see-through pants and like a little purple sequined like bikini top and little hat and all that stuff. It was cool.
I could keep the beard as Conan. Because King Conan had a beard. Older Conan had a beard. I don't think he was ever bald though, but I have one of Jen's black wigs. It looks cool on me.
Yeah,
I got all
kind of wigs.
Yeah, I could get the wig.
I got all kind of wigs.
I haven't gotten wigs that in a long time. People used to say, "Tom, get the wig."
Yeah.
Tom, get the wig. I get.
Oh, Joe Saturn says, "Did you go to Cardiff?" Oh, indeed, I did many times. I actually really liked Cardiff. Been to the castle many times. We used to when I actually lived over there. For a time I lived in what the fuck was the name of it? Gilvac. That's where I lived. it used to be a coal mining town, very small. About 5 miles from Merthyr Tydfil. That's where I lived. And so we would take the train into Cardiff pretty much every week. We went to Caerphilly sometimes because I like to take pictures of the castles and stuff. But you know, and obviously the landscape is stunning. So but yeah, I used to go there all the time, like pretty much once a week.
This is me with hair.
That's he with hair.
I haven't combed this bitch in a long time, but I could fucking...
Yeah, that's some... I like it.
I could go as coming in with this. I'd probably shorten it some.
You look like you should be in a death metal band.
Yeah. Be like...
Yeah, there you go. All you need is a guitar. High Desert says you could wear some kind of Tata tassels. I could. I don't know. We'll see how it comes out. We're kind of thinking about maybe... I did see this cool... We found this... Was it... I don't remember what comic it was, but they had done one about her. And the cover image... Looks like good. The outfit was like a...
Leather kind of...
Like a leather bustier kind of situation. Yeah. And she had like this red makeup like that. And I was like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah. I'll probably...
Like, because the other ones were like too piratey.
Yeah.
Like, I liked aspects of them, but I was like, I don't just want to look like a pirate. You know what I mean? Because that's dumb. But it's like, well, like I said, she was a pirate in the story, but not a pirate like Pirate of the Caribbean pirate.
I could wear a wig. The problem with wigs is they're fucking hot.
Well, what are you telling me for? I used to wear those bitches every
they're
fucking
really
weekend.
Fucking hot in the club. Although, I imagine people would trip out because they've never seen me with hair. The youngsters would love that shit, probably.
Well, yeah.
Like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, they probably wouldn't even recognize. I mean, the old people remember when you had hair.
Yeah.
But your hair was always short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you've never had long hair.
Mm-mm.
So that would be kind of funny. Joe says, I remember the peacocks of the Castle Gardens. Yeah. I think I might have some pictures of that somewhere. But yeah, I used to really like going to Cardiff Castle and all those fucking castles just fucking sitting there right in the middle of the fucking city. It's like, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I actually really liked it there. But we would take the train pretty much every Saturday. We would go there. All right, I gotta pee.
Yeah, what do you mean that the internet is not okay in the United States?
Well, it keeps it. Well, not here. It's not. Like,
yeah.
We live in like a rural.
It's not rural. She doesn't know rural.
Semi-rural.
Yeah, we're in the exurbs, and there's a lot of construction going on here. They're building all kinds of shit around here, and a lot of our internet connection and cable. Our internet comes through the cable service, cable TV. And they break the cables all the time. So that's what's doing it. You know, it's not like we have fucking, what they call Starlink. Starlink would probably be a lot better. But, yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think of hair? Should I wear some hair? Where's my fucking comb? I don't know. That Kodak costume might look good with hair. I think I'd shorten it, though. I'd shorten it a little bit. Let's see. What do you mean what happened, Tom? I'm right here, bitch.
I forgot you had the hair on.
But... Yeah, I got the hair on.
That's like cracking me up. Yeah, Bark says, do some head banging.
I did already. You missed it.
Oh, okay. I missed it. Sorry.
Yeah, he missed it.
I'm sorry.
You missed it, dude. I came out. I was doing guitar and everything. I might reprise it. We'll see. Let me see. I'll put this shit on.
You're so pretty, Tom.
I get pretty as a motherfucker. All of a sudden, I get all fucking pretty. Where's my...
There you go. He's playing some air guitar.
Fucking
Sing like an Anvil song or something.
Yeah. Mothra.
Yeah.
Heart of the devil.
There you go. Doing some dancing.
Heart of the devil.
Fucking dancing.
I can make a young girl lie down with me because I'm evil.
Is that really why?
Yeah.
Glenn?
I can get louder than that. It's just I gotta get warmed up.
Don't do it in my ear though.
I ain't gonna do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mark says Anvil, metal on metal. Yeah.
Yeah. Metal. I had that album.
Oh my God! Did you really?
I had that album. Yeah.
You never told. Were you embarrassed to tell me that? Because you never.
No.
Okay.
I was living in Michigan at the time when I was up there with fucking Grappers, and fucking Anvil albums were everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. When you're a kid, you're still developing your taste.
You
So it's okay. That's okay. Yeah. And then like a couple years later, nah.
I feel so bad for them.
Nah.
Well, that documentary about them. Remember we did a video about it a long time ago. I think we only posted it on Patreon, but I probably still have it somewhere. I should probably put it up on YouTube one of these days. It's really old. But it's like we watched that Anvil documentary and I said, man, I have never like felt so much secondhand embarrassment in my whole entire life. But like I felt bad for them at the same time, but then at the same time it was just like my whole body was cringing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they're Canadian.
I guess, but it's like, come on now. Oh my God. You guys. I don't know. I felt really bad for them and then I felt kind of bad for laughing at them, and it was a roller coaster of emotions. Like watching that documentary.
Well, the problem with Anvil is the lyrics.
Yeah, like there's nothing wrong with the music necessarily.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like
they're
just so earnest. And like I said, in some ways, sometimes that works. Like sometimes you can rock that, but in their case,
no.
Ooh.
No, their lyrics are extremely literal.
Oh my goodness.
And it's kind of like the subject matter is something like a 14-year-old boy would fucking just totally be into. They're making songs about...
That's a market.
They're making songs about Mothra. You know what I mean? And they're telling you the whole movie about how Mothra...
Well, that was it's like I'm not averse to like you writing a song about Mothra. Okay, you can write a song about anything.
They're gonna tell you a whole movie of Mothra,
but like don't just recite the plot about the movie about Mothra, and then that's the whole song, and then like that's gonna be the song. What I mean? It's just kind of like that.
They're gonna do the whole. But you know what? Look, man, it's not just them, because if you go back and listen to some of the old Iron Maiden with fucking Bruce
I know. Like heavy metal is like really
some of that is like
you can't just pick on Anvil because to be fair, like a lot of respected metal bands were doing the same thing.
Fucking Peace of Mind album and the Peace of Mind album has a lot of Anvil in it. That kind of shit. Some of those songs are just straight up. They're gonna sing a song about fucking Where Eagles Dare. They're telling about the movie of fucking Where Eagles Dare.
Well, yeah.
Dune is about is about Dune. Just whatever Steve Harris was reading at the time, whatever movie he saw he liked, he's gonna write a song about it.
Well, shit, man. Well, now I was gonna say the Misfits also had a song called Where Eagles Dare.
Yeah,
but it wasn't really about the movie though.
Yeah.
Gramther says that Anvil documentary is a testament to the human spirit. I agree. Yeah. It is. That's why I was so conflicted, like when I was watching it, because I was like, I want to laugh at these dudes, but they seem so nice, and it was also kind of like inspirational in a weird fucking way. I don't know. It was like I said, it was a roller coaster of emotions. Yeah. Vark says that he saw them live. It's like I thought they were English. No, they're Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian.
They're Canadian.
Anvil?
Yeah.
They're from Canada. That's why they're like that. Canada's like
there's cool Canadians. What are you talking about?
Well, the thing is that they were.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, the thing is that
Sorry, I love you, Canada.
The metal scene was not in Canada. It was in, at that time, L.A.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they couldn't afford to go to L.A. They stayed in Canada. They had regular jobs to work.
Yeah.
They never made any money, really. They had to work regular jobs. So they couldn't go to L.A. and be influenced by the metal scene and make friends with the other metal guys. They were their own fucking thing up in Canada. Canucks, working their day jobs. And Canada's, real similar to Michigan. Where me and Grandpa's were. You're going to be isolated up there. Michigan.
Not so much anymore, but back then.
Especially back then. But Michigan is America's version of Siberia. That's Siberia, basically. It's just fucking cold place. That's where they build cars.
Cold as shit.
Cold as a motherfucker. And that's, a bunch of Scandinavians and fucking Czechoslovakians and shit lived there. They were the ones that colonized it, and it was like Siberia, and it's where the cars were made. That was like America's version of Tankograd in Siberia, Russia. It was like that. It had a good rock scene. It had a good club scene in a post-apocalyptic kind of way. Iggy Pop came from there. Ted Nugent came from there. Who else came from there?
From Detroit?
From the rock scene.
The MC5?
Yeah, I think they did come from there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Spawn Ranch came from there.
Ooh.
That bad.
That's a deep cut. I mean, there were a lot of... Skinny Puppy.
I think Iggy Pop...
they were kind of...
Iggy Pop and Ted Nugent were the main... Alice Cooper came from Detroit.
Yeah, there you go.
So it did have a good rock scene, but that was back in the day. Not anymore.
Gramters is
once the automobile industry went, the club scene and the rocks and all the money kind of went with it.
Thank you very much, Gramters, for giving us a super chat. He says, for Monday movie show, searching for Sugarman.
Searching for Sugarman.
All right. So I'm going to write that down. I'll find it. We'll see. Maybe we'll do that Monday.
What are you talking about?
Let's see.
See, I'm going to go to Norway dressed like this. I'm going to show up and we're going to do some black metal.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll do some black metal with these guys. We'll do some Venom covers. We'll cover some Venom.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know, the whole situation about it is that, I don't know. Like I said, it's just kind of, I felt bad for them because their hearts were in the right place and they were just really excited about what they were doing. And to a lot of people, that comes across as dorky, right? Because it's, particularly, I feel like since the 90s, having genuine interest in something is seen as desperately uncool. So everything has to be ironic or at one remove or something. You can't be seen to be too into something that's not cool, you know what I mean? So it's just the fact that they came across like that, I think was one of the things that contributed to why they were kind of laughed at a little bit. But also I kind of feel like they had a little bit of, well, didn't they also seem a little bit clueless about how successful they were, or I don't know. I kind of got the impression that they were a little bit delusional, slightly.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem with Advil is they didn't realize that time had gone by, and that fucking things had changed.
Yeah.
That they were not going to be the hottest thing on the radio. They were worried about how hot they were going to be on the radio. All right, the radio.
Meanwhile, kids today are what's a radio?
What's a radio? Yeah. Again, just a lot of things about them were
we don't know
from another era. They didn't make it in that era, and they're not really making it in this era. And they're doing it with a music that doesn't, and a musical style that is not of this era. Metal in the way that Anvil did it is not coming back. Even though there are people doing it.
Yeah.
Young people doing it, but that's never going to be big. You know?
Although I do kind of feel like there is an audience for, I feel like just from our little scene or whatever, something that I've kind of noticed is that I guess because of the aforementioned keeping everything at arm's length and being ironic kind of thing, I kind of feel like a lot of the younger generation that are more into like gothy shit, for example, they're kind of going to harken back to the 80s because that was a time before that. So like all of the music back then was very earnest and it was very genuine. They weren't being ironic. They weren't like being like, oh, we're just doing this for the lulz or whatever. And it's just kind of like, and I think that even though they didn't grow up in that time, they kind of want that. We're just like, well, I wish I lived in a time where everything wasn't sarcastic or everything wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like everything wasn't like, oh, well, it's not cool to do shit, this, that, and the way and the other. So it's just kind of like, I feel like that's maybe why, because we've talked to a couple of younger people in the scene that weren't even alive in the 80s that are really into 80s music. And one of the things I've noticed that some of them say is that, well, they just really like that it's just genuine. Like it's not, they're not trying to be anything, or they're just, it's very emotional, it's very dramatic, but they're not being ironic about it. And I think that maybe people miss that. I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe that's some of the reason why some younger people really, really like 80s music more than modern music. Just in the small pocket of people that I've talked to about it.
Yeah.
You know?
From the girls that I know that like it, that are young, that have talked to me about it online, like Ray and some of the other ones over the years that have come through the show here and people at the club, they always talk about, well, in one instance, girl was talking about Blondie. She goes, I love this band. She goes, it's just about real things and people.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. And she's like, it's like real life. And like, yeah, because it's written by real people. It's not an AI algorithm.
They were living in squats and shit.
Yeah, they were just living in squats, and they were just talking about normal life and about going to the meet me at the turnstiles, and do we have enough money to do things, and you know, because it was about having fun, but you're poor, you know, and you're young.
Which, yeah, we can relate to that.
And you're still having relationships with other poor people that are young, you know, and it doesn't really matter. And it was kind of upbeat, you know, which is something that a corporation's not going to give you. You know, a band that has a corporate backing isn't going to give you that, really. Even though Blondie, in the end, ended up becoming very successful. Yeah. That's not really where they came from, though. They were from New York, fucking in a time when New York was fucking like Detroit. It was,
yeah, like I said, they were all living in squats. And
yeah, it's horrible. Yeah,
but I do kind of I do get that impression. Like I get the impression, especially like the younger people that we know that are into goth music or into older like new wave or post punk or something like that, is that they feel like even though they didn't live through it, they're kind of, well, they can relate to it because they're like, well, it's more genuine. It's just people talking about their own situation that was going on at the time. It's not AI. There wasn't corporate backing behind it or anything like that.
Yeah.
They were just talking about shit that they knew. And I think that was, and they weren't, like I said, they weren't trying to be cool for the sake of being cool. They were just like trying to express something that they were living through.
Yeah. When it comes to just, you know, authentic lyrics, I'd probably in the American scene, I'd put Blondie up there.
Man, I love Blondie.
In the British scene, for authenticity, I'd put fucking the Smiths and fucking Steve Morrissey up there. That motherfucker's a lyrical master, just a lyrical genius. But he's using a lot of clever fucking stuff. He really
evoked,
kind of an Oscar Wilde
lifestyle.
Yeah, All right. So his lyrics were just unbeatable, whether you liked him or not, or if you liked that music. Steve Morrissey's lyrics were fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
what?
In real life, he's like an insufferable twat. I get that, but it's just kind of like
that's his brand, though.
But that's his brand.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would argue that the Smiths are probably. I mean, there's a lot of competition in this area.
He's singing about
probably
people he
the
knows.
best band of the '80s.
Yeah, he's singing about people he knows, about things that happen, and it's all jokes between friends. So you can tell that that's what he's talking about.
And it wasn't just him; it was Johnny Marr. Like,
yeah,
Johnny Marr was like a huge part of that.
Yeah, so very authentic type lyrics, and a lot of clever Englishisms and little Britishisms happening in there, like. Motherfucker talking about neighborhoods we don't know. But,
like references to old movies and stuff like that, because he was real into that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was kind of one of the things. I was kind of into British culture anyway, like in the 80s, but it's like that was one of the things that kind of accelerated that, was like I was looking up all the references.
Yeah.
Like from Smiths, I'm like, what is he talking about?
Now, when you talk, also, if you're going to talk about that era, but commercial, highest quality commercial that still had street cred and a lot of authenticity to it, I gotta give Duran Duran that, because Duran Duran could make a pop song that you could put on a fucking top 20 or top 40. The average fucking normie probably would get off on it. They might not understand it. But an underground club kid who spoke English knew at a greater depth what it was they were talking about. Because Duran Duran were club kids. I
feel like Duran Duran had like more layers than...
There were a lot more layers.
They were ever given credit for.
Yeah, and then they would put on some fucking high fashion shit. But these are underground club kids doing it. Even though there was they had a huge entourage of people behind them in support, helping them polish that act. That was a show. That was like going to see that would be like going to see Cirque du Soleil or something. That was a huge show. And it was highly polished, especially 2 or 3 albums into it. But that was like the second coming of the Beatles here for the United States in those days.
Yeah,
that actually helped bring in the British New Wave. It was and New Wave music was Duran Duran. They were unbeatable in their heyday for that type of music.
Granther says the Smiths are above the Cure.
In what? In lyrics? Yeah.
Okay,
the Cure is good though.
I will argue. I mean, the Cure, I don't even really associate with them with the 80s particularly, because the Cure started in the late 70s and are still going.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't really associate them as an 80s band. The Cure admittedly have been consistently good like the entire time that they've been around, which is a feat in itself, because very few bands can match that.
They didn't care what was popular either.
Yeah, they just did what they did.
They did what they wanted to do.
And it's like, and I think that kind of stands the test of time better than... But the thing about the Smiths is that, I mean, they weren't around for very long. They were really only together from like 84 to like 87. Like it was maybe like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But
Morrissey
every single
longer.
Well, yeah, but I mean Morrissey, like the solo artist, is still around.
Yeah.
And some of his albums are good too. But just talking about the Smiths, I mean, they put out like 4 or 5 albums, all of which were bangers.
They were all good, yeah.
And then they were like, fuck it, we're out. And I think there's like some, I don't know, there's something to that too. Like that they were just kind of like, here we are, here's like the 4 best albums of the 80s, bye. You know what I mean? It was like that. I don't know. Like I said, it's hard to really quantify because, man, so much fucking good music came out in the 70s and 80s. If you ask me, seriously, if you put a gun to my head and said, what was the best band of the 70s or what was the best band of the 80s, I wouldn't be able to pick. I just wouldn't. Because there was so much good shit.
Because there was so much money involved in it.
There was so much good shit.
There was so much money involved in it that the record companies could make tens of millions of dollars off of a good band. So they would invest in them, and they would make them train and get them better, and fucking give them support networks. And it was, some of those bands were huge. Just like, it was like huge efforts. It was like the fucking Saturn project. We're just
like they put, yeah. Well,
yeah.
And it's interesting because watching, there's a show, I guess it was a British show, and it was on Tubi, and I just found it by accident, called Video Killed the Radio Star. And it was from like a few years back. I think it was 2012 or something like that. And I was watching it. And like I said, it's very British centric. So it focused like a lot more on British bands. There were some American bands on there too, but it was ones that were like made impact
took over the
videos,
there. Early video scene.
It was more about like MTV.
Yeah, MTV.
And you know, just bands that were like very video forward, like in the 80s, that like made a big impact. So, you know, they had shit about Duran Duran and Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. But one thing that was kind of interesting about that was that, I don't know, I kind of feel like it's interesting how much record companies were willing, because a lot of the directors, because they talked to a lot of the directors on the shows too, of like, and it's amazing how many of the like iconic videos from the 80s were like directed by like the same 5 dudes. Like, seriously. And they had like all 5 of them like on this fucking show. Russell Mulcahy, like Kevin Godley, like all those people. They did a lot of really iconic videos back then. What was his name? Matt? I can't remember his name. But like, yeah, there was like 5 of them that did like all of the videos that you remember. But the thing about it was that because video was so new in the 80s, like the record companies were like, well, we need a video, you know, just make something good. And they would throw you like $1 million.
Back in those days.
And they didn't even like care like what it was. They're just like, just make something good that'll sell records. Yeah, they weren't overseeing it or nothing. And it's like all the directors fucking love that because it's like, man, they would just throw us money. Be like, do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Everything was being channeled through one channel, MTV.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the demand was high.
Yeah.
And
they needed content.
So you're basically in the drug industry.
Sure.
You may as well have been in the drug trade. Like Miami cocaine, 1980s. Your fucking money didn't mean anything to you. Those fucking drug lords were leaving millions of dollars in cash and pallets in the fucking crawl spaces in the houses and forgetting about it, and just changing to another house. And they go, whoa! People find millions of dollars in their attic, and they turned it over because they thought the drug dealers would come back. If those drug dealers forgot all about that money,
I would have kept it.
They had so much fun. Hey, that dude shouldn't have said nothing.
I wouldn't have said
like $4 million in cash on a pallet.
Money for me.
He thought the drug lords were coming back. Man, they forgot all about that money. That was chunk change to them. And but that's the way the record industry here in the U.S. used to be. It was like the drug trade. Money.
There was so much money to be made.
So much money, yeah.
Back then that
because it was all terrestrial television through cable television.
It was just so funny. It was just so funny, like listening to all the directors back then. Because they're like, "Look, man, like the record companies would give us, they'd just write you a check. They give you like $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh, we need a video for this song. They didn't care what you did.
Yep.
As long as it like sold some records.
Yep.
And honestly,
it would sell records.
The show that they did about Aha.
Yeah.
Was actually really instructive because Aha had made a video for Take On Me prior to the famous one.
Yeah.
And
Norway should be listening.
And it was like super boring.
Yeah.
Like it was all right. It was nicely shot. But it was just like a regular ass performance video.
Yeah.
And the single was a slightly different edit also. Like not quite as good. And so they showed part of it on this show and they released it and they were like, man, it just didn't go anywhere. But the producers in the US were like, man, this is such a great song. We need to redo this. Like, do a better video. Like, here's money. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just make it good.
Americans threw millions of dollars at it. Yeah.
And look what happened. That song was like a
the rotoscope
fucking
thing with the story.
And that's still a great video.
That's probably the best video of all times.
I mean, it took them a long time. Like, it took them months and months to make that. Because, like I said, it was all hand animation.
Even all the bullshit Michael Jackson made and all this other fucking
They did talk about that some. Yeah. They talked about the Billie Jean video.
Yeah, they put a bunch of movie in that. I'm still going to put that Aha video above that. It's just in creativity and the way
that was probably the best video of the 80s.
Probably the best video ever made.
I mean, it still looks good.
Still looks good. Everybody still loves it. The song's good. Young people can see it and go, "Wow, that's cool."
It still looks good.
Yeah, because it's got a little story in it, and nothing about it has like aged in a bad way. It's aged really well, and it's because it was
hand animated.
It's hand animated, that's one thing. The fashion that they were wearing wasn't 80s fashion. It was actually more like 60s fashion.
Yeah, which is
the motorcycle.
Yeah, because like the comic book. Yeah, because the comic book was supposed to be like a throwback.
Yeah, throwback to the 60s.
Right.
And the girl was wearing kind of like a 80s version of a 60s outfit.
Yeah.
When she's at the cafe, kind of like a little Bobby Soccer outfit. Remember?
Yeah, which I don't remember anybody wearing that in the 80s for real.
No, but that's what she was wearing because she was
exactly.
like a 60s fan. Japanese girls wore that in the 80s. I went to school with them. Those kind of outfits.
Yeah.
And it's because their parents came out of the 50s and their parents made them wear, or the 60s, and their parents made them wear 60s clothes, which are like little, because they didn't have uniforms at the private school I went to in Brazil. Yeah, it was an international school in Brazil. They didn't have uniforms, but the Japanese parents kind of wanted their kids to wear uniforms because that was like proper. So what they did is they made them all wear clothes like they wore, which was like little 60s Bobby Soccer outfits, what we call this. It's like a little skirt with Bobby socks and little saddle shoes and shoes. We call them saddle shoes. There's a little black shoe with a white
like middle. Black and white shoes.
Black and white shoes or black shoes and little Bobby socks or knee socks. And pleated skirts. And a little blouse with sometimes a sweater on it. It's like straight out of the 60s. Little tie sometimes on it. It may as well have been a uniform. But they were all different though, but that's what the Japanese girls wore. And there were no Japanese boys. The boys were all kept back in Japan, because their education mattered. So they were all going to private high schools.
Girls don't.
The girls' education, it didn't matter too much, and you couldn't keep them alone.
No one cares about girls. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it's really interesting how, like, now no one cares about videos or nothing like that, but it's just kind of like back in the day. Well, also instructive is when Russell Mulcahy was talking about the Wild Boys video, and he was just like, and they talked to Simon Le Bon and Nick Rhodes from Duran Duran, and they were just kind of like, man, Wild Boys, I think they had $1 million to make that fucking video. And it's just like they had two huge fucking sound stages, like Shepperton Studios, which like they shoot fucking Bond movies there, okay? And it's just like I think they shot Girls on Film there too.
Yeah.
But like, so it is like, so
they
Russell
did a Mad Max video.
Yeah, like Russell Mulcahy, he had been working on this movie because he directs movies too, but it's like he had been working on this movie and it didn't really work out, and he's just like, hey, can I do this idea like for your video? And they're just like, sure, why not? So it's like, so they gave him all this money. It's like they built this fucking massive ass set. They got all these fucking dancers and fucking fire and all this other kind of shit, and it's like, he's like, the dudes walk in and it's just like, holy fucking crap. It's like 2 whole fucking sound stages. It's crazy. So it's just like, it's amazing how much they used to spend on that. But like, they made their money back, Yeah. It's just like, it was really funny to like watch that fucking show. Cause I remember those days, but I didn't know about all the background shit going on, because I was a big Duran Duran fan back in the 80s. Like, obviously, I still am, but it's like, used to be back then too. But it's just funny because you didn't really know about all the monetary shit going on.
Yeah, Klaus was going young girls and poor girls. What the fuck?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, he must have been talking about what Blondie was about.
Yeah, Varg says Debbie Harry from Blondie is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Go.
Debbie Harry is like one of the most effortlessly cool
just very cool
chicks
and she
that has
poor.
Ever existed.
And she was poor and living up in New York. And
she wasn't, because her cool was not a pose, I think, is
why
why a lot of people got into it.
Yeah, and they had that band going. They'd be playing at CBGBs and other places in New York. Back when New York was poor. This isn't the modern New York. This is New York that was like it was like Detroit. It was a shithole. Yeah, it was like post-apocalyptic.
A shithole.
Yeah, it was horrible. And that was the New York they came from.
I do feel like there's been some romanticizing of it.
Yeah. It was dangerous.
It was.
Very dangerous.
A lot of people miss it, though.
Yeah.
Like, this was when 42nd Street was all porn theaters and hookers and shit like that. And like I said, there were bands like living in squats and like everything was like squalor. There was like garbage in the streets. Yeah. Everyone was poor.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's,
heroin.
Much safer now. Yeah. Like, I've been in New York City many times. Like,
you gotta have money to live in New York
in the 2000s. Yeah. I never felt unsafe at any point.
It got all upscale in the 90s.
Like there's still kind of scuzzy bits, but I never felt like I was gonna get mugged or jumped on or nothing like that.
You got to have money
unsafe.
to live. You got to have money to live in New York.
It's very expensive.
It's expensive,
but it's expensive for a reason because a lot of people want to live there. But like back in the day, it was just kind of like it was a shithole.
Yeah.
But a lot of good shit came out of there.
Yeah, all the American punk rock came from there.
And I would argue that probably
punk rock is probably American because
I mean, I'm not gonna fight too hard. The
Sex Pistols seem to have been copying stuff like the Ramones. And
Malcolm McLaren did come to New York, and he saw what was going on at CBGB and Max's Kansas City,
and he goes back to England. Yeah.
And he went back to England. And did that, so it's just kind of like, so I do kind of feel like, but I always feel like
I gotta hand it to the British, man. The fucking Sex Pistols was the best punk rock album. They were the best punk.
Yeah.
Nevermind the Bollocks was the best punk rock album of that era. That was a really tight album. It had its own fucking thing, and their look was really good.
I mean,
McLaren did a great job.
That was what kind of solidified.
Yeah, and
John gelled everything.
And John Lydon, his fucking crazy, annoying ass, really was a good lyricist, and he was a really good frontman, and he was great in Pill. I've seen Pill twice. PIL.
Most people like PIL.
Yeah, PIL is really good.
They were a lot more interesting.
He's a nice guy. He's an American now. He's a nice guy.
Although, like I said, I'm gonna go to bat for the Damned because I kind of feel like kind of feel like they get a little bit shit on, because the Sex Pistols kind of stole their thunder a little bit.
Yeah.
But the Damned were technically the first British punk band to put an album out, to put a record out.
Yeah.
Put a single out.
American punk rock was actually the Ramones.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it to the Ramones. Dead Boys maybe.
But like I said, you also had proto
punk, Iggy Pop
and the Stooges, Velvet Underground.
The Stooges, Velvet Underground, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
although Velvet Underground was not proto punk, they were proto goth almost.
Kinda.
Yeah. Nico kind of sounded goth as fuck.
Oh, she did.
So did.
Actually, her album, The Marble Index, came out when? 72, 73? Something like that. And that sounds like super goth to me.
Yeah.
So there was like all that kind of shit going on back then. But like I said, I don't know. It's kind of a fool's errand to see like who was the first person to do that or first man to do that. I kind of feel like, it was just kind of like a cultural exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did some shit first. Y'all did some shit first.
There was an interplay of between.
Sure.
They were playing off of each other. It's the way metal is. Metal does the same thing too.
Well, like I said, I kind of feel like it's almost like analogous of like people complaining about like Giallo movies versus slasher movies. And I was just kind of like, well,
they were inspired
obviously, well, Giallo movies came first. And obviously slasher movies were inspired by Giallo movies. But Giallo movies were inspired by Alfred Hitchcock. You know what I mean? So what are you going to do? Like I said, back and forth. It doesn't really matter. Like what came from what. I'm not super worried about it. All right, so
it's starting to get late.
Are you ready to like wrap it up?
Yeah.
Man.
We'll be back next week. We gotta do.
Well, I mean, we'll be back on Monday.
On Monday, yeah. That's next week.
That's technically.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Sunday.
All right. Okay. We're gonna wrap it up for this evening.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys had a good time. I had a good time on the show tonight. Got a little bit wasted, but you know. That's how we do. It's Friday night.
I know, man. It's ridiculous.
It's Friday night. It's been a very busy, stressful week for me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I was very, very happy to like just get drunk and not worry about it this evening. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you very much for all your super chats and the discussion this evening. I always have a good time on the Friday show. We'll be back on Monday. I know Gramthers gave us some money to do searching for Sugarman, so I'm gonna look that up and we'll see. If I remember, we'll do it for the Monday show. I did write it down. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So have a good rest of your night, you guys. Have a good weekend. And we will see you guys again for the movie review, as always, on Monday night. Good night.